Good morning, everybody. It's 7 a.m. on Wednesday, December 8th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see cloudy skies with a high of 66. Coming up on OTB, presented by All-Star Toyota, Matt Flynn joins the show in studio at 8 a.m. for some flestering, and Shay Dixon of Go 24/7 joins us at 9:30 to talk college football. You can follow today's show on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN, or watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. You can also check us out on YourView. Hour number 1 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome in. It is Wednesday, December 8th, the holiday season rolling right along, and we hope that you're having a wonderful holiday season. If you're in the car, it's kind of a crazy morning out there today, so be careful. Let's get to where we want to go. Try not to be so entertained by this incredible show that you lose focus while driving, but we will do our best to keep you entertained this morning. If only there was something to talk about. It's dead period right now with exam weeks. LSU basketball, men or women's. Pelicans are kind of unexciting. LSU's not playing again until January 4th. Just no news whatsoever. Obviously, if you're listening to the show, you probably know that's not true. There has been a massive amount of LSU news in the both good and bad category, and we are going to break it all down in depth today, especially in this first hour, okay? We got no guests here. Me and Jake are going to chop this thing up from all angles. And then hour 2, we'll take a step back, get a little flustering, get some of Matt Flynn's no thoughts. And then in hour 3, Shay Dixon will kind of bring you behind the curtain a bit and lay out exactly what's been going on behind the scenes. So, it's going to be a very fun day of Off the Bench. Very fun Wednesday. We hope that you join us. Jake, how you feeling, man?
Feeling good. We've got a lot to get to, like you mentioned. The news cycle, I told you, we were kind of joking before we came on. You had some big news in the coaching, assistants, and you were excited about it. It's like, yay, and then it's like, no, this guy's decommitted. And then you get another coach, and it's like, yes, and then another decommitment. So there was a lot of emotions yesterday, a lot of ups and downs for LSU football. Some of it was expected, and I know we're about to get into it in headlines, but some of it was expected. You heard that, not a surprise. One was surprising because you started to hear reports of other things that took place. And so it's one of those days where now you got to try to figure out everything that happened, lay it all out, and know how to move forward because you only have days until you have the early signing period. So obviously, like now with the news, some of those commitments become even more crucial than they already were to get them on campus.
Yeah, and we'll break all of this down today from all angles. And look, if you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button. Certainly helps us, helps get the numbers up. We want to juice this thing up as much as possible. So hit the like button, share with your friends. And right now, we will kind of give you an overpass on the news cycle, as we do every day, to start things off with some headlines.
OTB headlines are brought to you by Barbecue Guys. Barbecue Guys, for those who are born to grill. Visit bbqguys.com to learn more.
All right, we'll start here. We'll start with the roster moves and get into the coaching moves. The biggest of the roster moves is that Max Johnson, the quarterback, has entered the transfer portal. Again, we're not going to go in depth here. We'll go in depth next segment. Also, Jake Johnson, the number 1 tight end in the country for this upcoming recruiting class, who's been committed to LSU for a couple of years, has decommitted.
They were always going to be together.
They're a partner deal. DeColdis Crawford, 3-star receiver out of the 318, has decommitted as well. And freshman wide receiver Deion Jones is transferring. Former number 1 receiver in Mississippi coming out. Wouldn't be surprised at all if he would go back to Ole Miss. There's some smoke there. So LSU's class, now 15th in the country and now 5th in the SEC. Maybe more impactfully, LSU now going into this Texas Bowl with just 1 scholarship quarterback remaining on the roster in Garrett Nussmeier. Matt O'Dowd is the walk-on And it means that the streak continues. Of all, not a single quarterback that has signed with LSU since 2012 has finished their eligibility at LSU. Pretty
Yeah,
wild
because
stuff.
that's pre-transfer portal.
Yeah.
So it was even harder to do it, obviously, 2012, 2013, 2014, like all of those years where you lost quarterbacks. So nowadays, I guess it's not that uncommon, but you better keep up on roster management. And I really hope that for the Texas Bowl that John Trey Kirkland gets a chance to play quarterback.
Oh, did I say Deion Jones? Deion Smith, excuse me.
I wish Deion Jones was still here.
Yeah, a little Freudian slip there. I think I was still wishing that as well. So those are the kind of player news. In terms of coaches, a couple of big hires made. Special teams coordinator Brian Polian follows Brian Kelly from Notre Dame, where he was special teams coordinator. Greg McMahon retires, who has been at it for 40 years now, y'all. An incredible coach. Coach McMahon was both with the Saints and then with the LSU Tigers. Also just a great man. Was always very... just over the top, kind and gracious to people when he didn't really have to be at all. So congratulations to Greg McMahon on an incredible run, an incredible career.
I only got to spend a short period of time with him as a player when I was in camp with New Orleans. He was fantastic. And one of those coaches that remembered something very, very small like that, and we talk about it all the time, brought Cole Tracy to LSU, brought Cade York to LSU, the Fergusons. I mean, he did a hell of a job.
Yeah, he's been fantastic. So Brian Polian's going to try to follow up him. Been with Kelly for a while now, like I said. Jacob Flint hired as strength and conditioning coordinator. Now, he had been co-director at Notre Dame underneath their strength and conditioning coordinator, the head man. And he's been with Kelly, I believe, for over a decade. This is his first time leading a department. A lot of pressure on Flint. Following up a legend there, man.
There is a lot of pressure following up Tommy Moffitt, a lot of pressure. Now you're not a co-head. You are the head strength conditioning coordinator there. So, look, but you've got a lot of tools in your tool belt. You've got great facilities. You've got great players. You got players that aren't afraid to work hard. So as a strength coach, that's obviously something that you look forward to. And you've got other assets within the athletic department, sports science and different things that you can use those tools. You can utilize those as well. So he's set up for success, and here's to hoping he has that success.
And then the biggest news, Frank Wilson. That's right. The legend, Frank Wilson. St. Aug's, Frank Wilson. National Recruiter of the Year, Frank Wilson. Back at LSU. Jake, I didn't think it was going to happen. He was a head coach at McNeese, right? Rare is it when a person wants to step away from being a head coach, but it does make sense, probably because the money's way better. I mean, if nothing else, he's getting paid. He steps into a role that also comes with a lot of gravitas, a lot of power, a role that he has been dominant in before. So he is named associate head coach and is now back on the staff. So if you're worried about New Orleans connections or inroads to Louisiana, Frank, on top of just being a very good coach, very good at his job, he checks all of those boxes that Brian Kelly was looking for.
Oh, without question. I mean, you have to lock New Orleans down. You have to lock Louisiana down, and nobody does it better than Frank Wilson. Frank Wilson is kind of the person that everybody uses as an example, right? You got to go get a Frank Wilson whenever he left, and so you're able to bring him back, associate head coach. We'll kind of find out what his other duties are, but it wasn't running back coach. It kind of leads you, maybe Kevin Falk has an opportunity to still stay on staff, and you saw some of the former players come out yesterday, the ones that really respect Frank and really appreciate what he did for LSU. So this is a big one. Again, he was the head coach. You never quite imagine you can get someone like that, but you throw a tag like associate head coach and probably getting a pay raise as well. That always helps. But this is big, big news for LSU.
Yep, and we'll go in depth. But if it's good enough for Tyron, it's good enough for me. Here's a quote from Tyron Matthew. I'm happy for Coach and his family. Also, I'm happy for our fans of the great state of Louisiana because I know he will not let some of the state's best talents leave. He will also find a few diamonds in the rough that you may have never heard of, which Tyron was one of those. Yeah. He's one of the best. All right. Also in LSU news, 3 players selected all SEC teams. Damone Clark making first team. Ed Ingram, Cade York making second team. Bit surprising on Ingram. very upset for Neil Farrell. That
it's some of that baby back.
Is this a coach's team, though?
I don't care what it is. It's some baby back. I don't even know, T. But the fact that there's any list that doesn't have Neil Farrell on it, he was the highest rated defensive tackle in the country. He dominated almost every team that LSU played. He dominated Alabama. He dominated down the stretch. He was unblockable at times. And he doesn't get first or second team when he's the highest rated defensive tackle, not in the SEC, in the country.
That's why I can't help but wonder if this is the media team. And I couldn't find, it was not easy to find like closure on this, because generally the coaches get it a little more right than the media does, right? Because it's who you're game playing for.
That's what I always tell myself since I got coaches all SEC and not media. I always tell myself that.
I mean, honestly, though, that's how I guess I'm biased too, because I got coaches, I think honorable mention, not media, so same sort of deal there. But I mean, I can't really fathom any other way, because also, like, look, I love Ed Ingram. I love how he came on at the end of the year.
Right. I'm
You know. But these roads run both ways. It's like we talked about yesterday. Like Damone Clark not winning the butt kiss, statistically absurd. Then again, you look at like Will Anderson's stats, or it's like Aiden Hutchinson's. Well, Hutchinson was awesome too. It's kind of the same statistically absurd arguments. All this stuff, it cut both ways. I just feel for Neil to know what he put into this year and how much something like this means to you for life as a player.
Yeah, I mean, forever you will have that.
It's a validation of all the work you put in.
Absolutely.
And so I hope this gets fixed with time. Again, disappointed for Neil Farrell. In New Orleans Saints news, some roster moves here. The Saints raid Baton Rouge native Malcolm Roach. If he clears waivers, expected to be back on the practice squad. They waived Kenny Stills as well.
How about that? We had like a full conversation about Kenny Stills yesterday with Nick. And
so you heard our reaction when – what an awful picture. You heard our reaction when Nick told us that stat yesterday, right? 5 catches on 22 targets. Like, our reaction was like, whoa, like that's bad, right? So that 22.7% catch rate, the 4th lowest in the NFL. Okay, 4th lowest in the NFL. Since they started tracking targets in 1992. So the 4th lowest in the NFL in the past 30 years. It's been an utter disaster. Kenny Stills is out.
Hold the mayo in the chat. Stills didn't catch the plane home.
It's no, they probably left there. It's thank God though. Kevin White signed back to the practice squad. So we're good. We're good at receiver. That's a former top 10 pick. Practice squad, baby. Let's ride. That's just good roster management right there.
Yeah, he had feet for hands earlier in the season as well.
Hey, he's got 1 catch. I think he had like 1 on like 5 targets. So he's at that Stills rate. And then finally, New Orleans Pelicans. They'll be back in action tonight, set for 7 p.m. Tipping off against the Nuggets. It's going to be in the Smoothie King Center. Mario, host of the Flock Up podcast. Mario, where are we feeling like going into tonight's game?
They've been playing a lot better. 4 out of the last 7, like we said yesterday. And all those 4 against good teams, the Clippers, the Jazz, the Mavericks. So wouldn't be the most surprising thing if they beat the Nuggets. Hopefully they continue to play a little better.
And then finally, the Chess World Championships, game 10 of 13 today. Magnus now with a commanding 6-3 lead over Nepomniachtchi. And, out of these final 5 games, he needs just 1.5 points. Jake, you get 1 point for a win, half a point for a draw. So looks like the world champ going to retain that title. Those are your headlines. Coming up next, we're diving deep on LSU. What does Max Johnson's departure mean for bowl game next season? Why did he do it? Do you agree? Disagree? What does it say about LSU? All this and more coming up on Off the Bench.
If you were born to grill, you have to go to Barbecue Guys for all your grilling and outdoor living needs. With the largest selection of top grills and outdoor products and best-in-class customer service, Barbecue Guys has it all. Visit bbqguys.com. That's bbqguys.com. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com, All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com. When you buy from All-Star, there's a few things that I really love, Jake. One of them is Toyota Care. And that's kind of your warranty coverage, right? And there's all different levels to it, depending on what you want to add like if you're leasing or your monthly note, whatever the case may be, depending on how much coverage you want to add, they have different levels. But even the most basic packages, it's awesome, man. Like your car literally tells you, hey, it's time to bring me in. You bring it in, everything's free. Your oil change, all that sort of stuff, all covered under that Toyota Care. But it's not just new cars. You buy a Toyota certified used vehicle, you get that warranty coverage as well. How about that? So why don't you go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge or go to allstartoyotabatonrouge.com?
Yeah, check out the rentals as well. Holiday time, you may be going on a trip or maybe you've got family coming in, need something bigger. Right now, they are waiting on you to give them a call or check out the website. You can find all those rentals we tell you about every single day. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
T-Bob here with former Tiger and attorney
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
If you're in an accident, a car accident, a slip and fall where you're injured, you need to call an attorney. The defendant insurance company, it's their goal to close the case as quickly as possible and pay out the least amount of money as possible. That's why it's important to call an attorney and call the law offices of O.C. Brown.
At the law office of O.C. Brown, we're a family-owned firm. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
Thanks, you're ready. Yardbirds up. Veggies in the window.
Barbecue guys, born to grill.
Pops, how many steaks you want?
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for
Presented by Pluckers, Max Johnson has entered the transfer portal, so who plays quarterback in the bowl game? We'll discuss the future of the LSU quarterback position. Join us 3 to 6. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Phew. I think this is a personal S tier for me, boys.
Didn't Jimmy Eat World have a version of this song?
Oh, a bunch of people have ripped on this song.
Well, I know. I'm not saying it's the only version. I'm asking if Jimmy Eat
do.
World has one. Is it on the playlist, Danny? It needs to be.
No.
Okay.
I've not thought about Jimmy World in a long time.
Since Channel 1?
In a long
You might remember Channel 1. Anybody have Channel 1 in high school? They
I have
rolled
no
the TV
idea.
in there. It was like a newscast where it was high school students doing the news. It was called Channel 1.
No, that sounds cool, though.
It was. And Jimmy Eat World was like their go-to.
Like all the bump music?
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I swear nobody knows Channel 1 when I bring that up.
We just watch VeggieTales. I went to a private Christian school.
I mean, I did too, but they gave you if you had Channel 1, they gave you a certain amount of TVs for the school.
Okay.
So my school was
This is
cheap
a
as all get out. So.
National high school.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Weird.
VeggieTales is great.
It's a hell of a theme song. I will say that.
Are
Like,
you going great with VeggieTales?
yeah,
Yes.
bro. Yeah, VeggieTales is solid as hell, dude.
Good messages.
Yeah, good message.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good message, but not like overly preachy. You know what I'm saying? But like
Didn't get up on the
enjoyable.
pulpit, but
Yeah. And VeggieTales, like that song is an earbug. Like, sorry for that, because now it's all stuck in your head.
no, it's not.
All right, it constantly stays in the back of my head, just like LSU does. Really, in a lot of ways, because we do this job, LSU's constantly at the forefront of my mind. And, well, there's a lot to occupy my mind yesterday. Let's start with the biggest news. The biggest news on the player front. The Frank Wilson news is probably actually the biggest news. I think the most talk show worthy, though, is the Max Johnson situation. So Max Johnson transferring, Jake Johnson decommitting. I don't have much to say on Jake. Obviously, that's a premier talent to lose, and that's a huge bummer. We always knew they were tied at the hip. But again, he's a high school recruit. So I'm not going to waste too much emotion there because you don't really know what you're losing exactly there. In Max Johnson, you have a very clear idea of what you're losing. And in my opinion, Jake, just being frank, there is no way to spin this as a positive. It is not a positive. Like, make no mistake about that. It's a bad blow. And yesterday I tweeted that Max Johnson, I think that he's a beast and that this sucks, but like I get it from Johnson's perspective. And a lot of people were like, a beast, like even like smart, like sports minds that I respect, like a beast, like, or like, I don't even think he was that good. And the thing is, man, I just think that the entire Max Johnson conversation has proven how lost we've become in terms of perspective. Here you have a quarterback that has a true sophomore, threw for nearly 3,000 yards, 27 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, in a bad offense, like in a very poorly defined offense, with a first-time play caller, and losing his best weapon halfway through the season. Like what are we talking? He didn't even have a running back to throw it to the entire year. And he still put up those numbers, okay? So in the context of this year, yeah, the potential of Max Johnson was huge. And so losing him hurts on various fronts. Before we get into how it interplays with the rest of the roster, Jake, what do you think you lost in Max Johnson alone?
Well, you lost someone that was, a leader and all that type of stuff. Like, not every quarterback is that, but that was someone who he was. He was someone that anytime, like, and this might seem small to a lot of people, but just as a former player, like, he would post something on Instagram, and then you would see all the team, like, repost it. Not just the offensive players, the defensive players, everyone on there, and Max my guy, and, like, all these tags, whatever. That kind of stuff, for me, goes a long way. So he had the ear of the team. He was a team leader. You also lose someone who was very stable. I mean, he was. When you look at last year's stats, you look at this year's stats. I mean, last year he throws for over 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns, only 1 interception, had a quarterback rating of 134. And in this season, he goes up, obviously. His quarterback rating's 144. You mentioned the stats, T. He was 38th in yards in the country, 15th in touchdowns in the country, and 34th in interceptions. So he was somebody that, within an offense that was not very quarterback friendly as far as getting the ball out of your hands very quick, I thought he did a lot of nice things. Now, is all of that on the staff? No, but a bulk of it is.
Yeah.
And I will watch tape with anyone that wants to watch tape, and we will show you where the outlets were not. I'm talking about the check downs. I'm talking about the quick, get it out of your hand type passes. They just weren't there. There was a lot of 6- and 7-man protection where you had guys just policing the area, like we tell you all the time. 5-man protection, his stats just went through the roof. I mean, the breakdown of 6- and 7-man protection compared to where he was in 5-man protection, I mean, it was almost laughable. You'd look at it and you'd say, there's no way. There's just no way. I mean, the yards, the touchdowns, the completion percentage, the time, the ball out of his hands in a 5-man protection, what was it, 2.6 compared to three flat?
Yeah.
That is, if
That's
you don't think
eternity.
that is an eternity in football, especially when you're that fast. I mean, in a 40-yard dash, when you get in the 4-second range, that's an eternity, but certainly in 2.6 to 3.
What's the difference between a 4.5 and a 5.0 is making the NFL, right? Like if running back runs a 5.0, he ain't making it. Runs a 4.5, he's got a good shot.
So this is not going to be. You're not going to get it. You might get it from other shows. You're not going to get the slander like, oh, it's fine. He held onto the ball too long. Well, there was times when he held onto the ball too long, but it's because built in within the offense, there was really nowhere to go with said football. The last 2 games, I'll give the staff credit. UL Monroe game had a lot of screens, a lot of quick throws. Texas A&M, the same thing. Your leading running back, though, caught 8 passes. Think about that real quick. Your leading running back caught 8 passes on the season.
In 2021 football.
Yeah.
In
2021 football. I caught 30-something.
Yeah.
Okay? You can't, like, that can't happen in today's football.
In a less miles off.
It can't. It cannot happen. Your leading running back is never maybe going to get to where Clyde was at 55. You've got to live in that 30 to 40 range, though. That's just what it is. Like, that is a quick outlet for you to get the ball out of your hands, slow the rush down, and give your quarterback some confidence. So this isn't going to be a lot of quarterback hate. Is it to say that you can't bring someone in that's as good? It's not. I mean, I'd love to see what Garrett Nussmeier and Walker Howard if he ends up at LSU.
I still like those 2 options.
But look. This is surprising to me.
Yeah. And
word was real quick to you.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Word was that he was happy about the coach that was coming in. He was going to stay. That's the word that we got. And so it's surprising. And you always knew him and his brother were tied together. I mean, of course they were, right? And so now you lose a player that had a lot of potential coming in as a tight end, and you had someone that was proven. Was he the most proven quarterback in the country? No, he wasn't. But he was someone that would enter that competition as the leader. And, competition like that always brings out the best in most people. So it's surprising to me. I thought that the word was he wanted to stay. He was excited about Brian Kelly. But whatever happened, ultimately, him and his brother both not going to be at LSU.
Yeah, and look, also, if you're going to, continue to say that he holds on the ball too long, point me at, the A&M game or something, one of the glaring issues on top of not having outlets and everything else is a lot of time in these cover zero blitzes, receivers just tend to break off their routes. Like, he literally had nowhere to go with the ball at times. Like, a lot of people, I feel like the back-to-back sacks against A&M really stand out in people's minds, and those were literally, no exaggeration, in no way Max Johnson's fault at all. Okay, so, again, I don't even know if Max would have for sure won the job next year, though. And so that's where this gets interesting, is that when you talk about the quarterback room, so even if you're not as high on Max as we are, Jake, what we all can agree on as football fans is that when you talk about the quarterback room, you need to hold on to as many of these guys as you can. And not just from a pure functional standpoint, which LSU now finds himself in like a pure functional need, but it's a position where nothing is guaranteed. Guys, like all football, and it's maybe even crazier, a quarterback can go boom or bust all the time. And so you need as many solid options to throw against the wall and see who emerges. Competition makes everybody better, et cetera, and if you want to maximize your success. And so when you had Max Johnson, Garrett Nussmeier, and Walker Howard being thrown against that wall, I felt damn good about not just getting a good quarterback, but potentially getting an elite quarterback out of that grouping. Obviously, you take the most experienced member out of that crew, a guy who has a very solid early career base of play and statistics on which to build. That entire idea, that entire theory of throw them all against the wall, that takes a massive hit. So even if you don't love Max Johnson individually as the player, you can see the impact that it has on the quarterback competition as a whole going into next year. Now, Jake, unless you have anything to add there, what do you want to do? What do you do about the bowl game?
Because Max leaves you in a bad spot.
Yeah.
And I understand you have to do what's best for you, but you leave your team in a bad spot. And you saw some players yesterday on Twitter, current players, say next man up. I'm sure they're like, man, we're about to play a bowl game. We have no scholarship quarterbacks unless you burn Nussmeier's red shirt. Don't burn Nussmeier's red shirt. Not for a Texas Bowl against Kansas State. That's not diminishing what a bowl game is. It's not talking bad about Kansas State or the Texas Bowl, but it's the Texas Bowl. Like, don't do that. Like, if you saved Garrett Nussmeier in the regular season in the SEC, why in the world would you burn his red shirt against Kansas State in a Texas Bowl?
We got to get them Wildcats, bro.
That's not. Look, you've got walk-ons available. You have John Trey Kirkland, and look, that's a serious thing. Like, you have John Trey. We've all seen him play at Lutcher. We've all seen him be able to spin the football. I was at a football camp with him this summer. There was no quarterbacks there. He became the quarterback. He threw like 400 passes, and like all of them were on the dime. The guy can throw the football. You come up with 15 to 20 plays. Hey, John Trey, here's what you've got. We're going to run a lot of quarterback power, a lot of Q power, a lot of Q counter, and we're going to ride with it. Like,
let's
that,
just like make up like Lamar Jackson-based offense.
I would much rather LSU do that than
extreme.
burn Garrett Nussmeier's red shirt in this game.
Do not
create a
waste
package.
those.
You can have the walk-on quarterback come in. John Trey can have his own plays. That's the way you do it.
Kind of fun.
You've got Ty Davis-Price to hand the football off to.
Oh, Wildcat. We go Wildcat with TDP.
Yeah, absolutely.
A little tongue-in-cheek.
Just better snap, though, this time.
Just practice it. We'll just practice it more this time. We'll get it locked up this time.
I don't really know anybody that would disagree, and if you would, I'd love to have that conversation with you. Don't burn Garrett Nussmeier's red shirt. You saved it for a reason. Within SEC play, you're not going to burn it for a Texas Bowl.
I agree with you there. And now, last thing on the Max situation here, and then next time we'll get into the other news. At the end of the day, I don't think it's very hard to understand why Max is leaving. And actually, I don't think it's because he's afraid of competition. Now, I'm not saying that a guy like Walker Howard, the 5-star freshman coming in, I'm not saying that that's not a factor, because all decisions are amalgamations of a lot of different kind of influences, right? And so it's in there. It's in there, but it's not one of the main factors. I mean, Jake, is it really hard to understand why Max would maybe feel like it's time for a fresh start, right? Think about his experience since he has been here. It has been utter chaos. He thought he was committing to the national championship. As champions, he's going to have some stability. Miles Brennan going to start. He could sit there and learn. And since he's been here, he's experienced 2 years of 500 football. He's experienced just an endless parade of different coaches coming in and out. He's experienced a constant negative feeling and noise surrounding the program, the news cycle, and himself. And because of his potential, I'm sure there's a lot of schools up in his ear telling him, hey, man, look, they're starting over. Who knows what's coming? Just come here. We're stable. We're good. I mean, it could be like Texas, Ole Miss. I mean, the list goes on. Everybody's looking for quarterbacks, and you are tripping. And this is probably the greatest commentary that we have on our point on Max, is that he's going to be a hot commodity on the transfer portal market. Like, he has a lot of good tape out there. So I get why Max is leaving. It has been chaos his 2 years here. This is one of the reasons why you brought Brian Kelly in, because of how chaotic it has been. Okay, we can add on that when we get back, Jake, if you want to, and then we'll get into this other news as well. Keep it locked. Continue to dive into all this crazy LSU news here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All right, go to Louisiana811.com. There you will find the dig law in the state of Louisiana that we tell you about every single day, because you need to know the law, because it is the law. So if you're putting a shovel in the ground, remember, it doesn't matter how far. It could be only a couple of feet, couple inches, whatever it might be. If a shovel's hitting the dirt, you have to dial 811 2 days ahead of time. The 2 days is very important. 2 days ahead of time, you call them, let them know what you've got going on, so that way they can get an idea of what your space is at your home or at your business, and then they're going to come out and they're going to do all the work. They're going to take all the hassle out of it, because it is the law. It's a free service, obviously. So they put different color flags in your yard depending on what you've got going on in your yard. That way you stay safe. You don't hit the wrong thing. You don't flood the neighborhood. You don't knock out the internet. And, of course, you don't hurt yourself or those around you if you hit a power line. So go ahead, find all the information. You can submit a ticket on Louisiana811.com as well, because you can click or call. But it's incredibly easy. Pick up the phone 2 days ahead of time. Dial 811 before you dig.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Yo, Jake here for Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic, reminding you they now have 8 convenient locations across the Baton Rouge area, open from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. And if you're looking for that COVID test for holiday travel, or you have a holiday event coming up, they are the place for you, as well as a flu shot. It's starting to creep up here during flu season, so if you need that shot, make sure you get that. They now have some available through December. You can find more information on their website, patientplusuc.com. That's Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic. Get in and get better.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Hoosier 2, 6 to 8 p.m. Game time presented by Bet Rivers on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Man, it doesn't show signs of stopping, and I brought me some corn for popping. The lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Just warm me up, Jake. Just hold me tight as we try to navigate the chaotic landscape of regime change. And make no mistake, that's what this is. And that's why this thing feels so foreign to us, Jake, is we are in the midst of true regime change.
Yeah.
Something that has not happened. Really, even Saban to Miles was not true regime change. Because that was
a lot of the same people.
It's a lot of carryover, and that was a situation where Saban got a promotion to the NFL, right?
Yeah.
And so it was a bit of, if it ain't if it ain't broke, we don't fix it.
Yeah.
This was broke, and so it needs to be fixed. And what do they say? You got to crack a few eggs to make an omelet. Omelets are hard to make, though, but they're delicious when you nail them, right?
An omelet's hard to make?
I feel like a good omelet, yes. Okay. In fact, as I've gotten older, I come to appreciate more and more the depth of eggs. And really just even scrambled eggs. Like it's the Cam Jordan levels thing. Like I bet you my scrambled eggs absolutely smash anyone's in this room. In fact, I'd put my scrambled eggs up against anybody. But that's a different conversation. I ain't afraid of no scrambled egg competition. I'm not buying the idea that Max is afraid of competition, right? I mean, was he afraid against Finley? Was he afraid against Brennan? Which, by the way, Miles, you want to come back?
Hey, put some good tape out there, Miles. Get you a game.
Baby, come back.
Get you a game.
Come on, baby. Just one more ride. Yeah. One more ride. Let's do this thing. Bowl game, Texas Bowl. And so, and the other thing, so there's kind of talk going on. You can't convince me that leaving now makes more sense than leaving in January if you're Max. No, it absolutely does. The new semester starts in January. Mm-hmm. So you need to be at your school, like enrolled for the start of that semester. This timing gives you 3 weeks to figure it out. And even if you know where you're going, it still gives you 3 weeks to get ahead of the game. So, and again, are we really putting, these players are not going to put their lives on hold for the Texas Bowl. And they're saying, it's 100% a selfish move. All of college football are selfish moves, y'all. What did Brian Kelly just do? I love him, okay? I think he's a beast. But he made that move, even if you don't want to say it's for the money, because I agree that's actually a lazy kind of distillation of the facts. It is a selfish move because he wants that national championship. It's the lone thing missing from his repertoire, and he left to come and grab it, okay? So we're all selfish. Let's just, we're all looking out for our own best interests, just kind of the way it is. Now, that said, I do think that it is time for some of that to change a bit, Jake. I think it's time to get back to a bit of players who want to be at LSU almost for LSU's sake in a lot of ways, right? It just feels like for the last couple of years, you had a couple classes worth of guys, Jake, who wanted to play for kind of the hottest or coolest brand, but didn't really care too much about the state or the school itself. And, well, you saw a lot of that play out on the field, quite frankly.
You're an example of that. You were always coming to LSU.
Yeah, no matter what.
You're never going anywhere else, okay?
Yeah.
So you're an example of that, and there's a lot of people that are examples of that. And I think you're exactly right. I think a lot of people, because 2019 might have been the coolest football team we've ever seen. Not only the best, but like the coolest. Like going to the White House and get the GAD and just all the gritty. I mean, the whole thing, right? Joe Burrow smoking a cigar. We all know the deal. There's something to a player that wants to play for LSU. What I say when I was talking about the coaching search, I said, I don't want somebody got talking to come in here. I don't want you to have to talk about. I want somebody that wants to come here.
Yeah.
I want somebody that wants the challenge of coaching LSU. Same thing with a player. Now, will you take some players that you've got to convince? Absolutely. We're not ignorant here. Now, like look at a guy, okay, for instance, and we used this one before the show. Look at Jack Besh. Jack Besh almost didn't end up at LSU. He was committed to Vanderbilt because you were trying to chase other receivers in California and up in, what was it, Baltimore, wherever it was, okay? And you weren't chasing the guy that was the best high school football player in Louisiana in the highest classification for the last 2 years of his high school career. A guy that was out there dunking on people in basketball. Mm-hmm. A guy that had two uncles play at LSU. Mm-hmm. Wanted to come to LSU. And if his uncles didn't play at LSU with the way that you recruited him, I don't know if he comes to LSU.
Yeah.
But he comes to LSU. He's a freshman All-American this year. He was maybe your most reliable target. And after Kayshawn goes down, he was your most reliable target. Like in third down situations, fourth down against A&M, who are you looking for? You're looking for Besh, right? You're looking for Jack Besh. And that's the player we're talking about. We're talking about that type of player. I mean, there's a couple of kids across the state right now that I could point to that LSU has not done a great job of recruiting that are going to go elsewhere and be Jack Besh. Could go across the board. There's from top to bottom in the state, there's probably 3 or 4 guys that LSU, and not this class, for the next one, that they've got to do a better job of. So there's something to that. I mean, there's something, I think you could point to your class, you could point out guys like this I'm talking about, you could point to my class, you could point to every single class, and there is something about that. Sometimes the best answer is right in front of your face and not 1,000 miles away.
Well, and I wonder now. I don't know how much this carries over because what coaches stick around, but there were some harsh lessons learned. Like 2 years in a row, Jake, we saw players who arguably didn't want to be out there, or didn't want to go to didn't want to put like everything on the line to be out there, right? And those players were hyper talents. They were great talents. Mm-hmm. But when they were out, and the guy who was not as talented, but maybe did want it a little more, was out there, the results were actually better. So these are not just like us hypothesizing or just making things up. Like, no, we have actual empirical evidence that there is. Now, I don't know how you quantify this, though, right? Like from a scouting standpoint, it is, I don't know where you draw these lines because it is all a lot of gray area. But we do have like some empirical evidence that if you want to be here, if you want to be out on that field more than anything in the world, if you want to wear that LSU logo on your helmet more than anything, then yeah, sometimes the results are better, even if you are not actually a better pure football player. And how exactly, again, you discern that when trying to recruit guys, I'm not entirely sure, but that's why you bring in a guy like Frank Wilson, because he's been damn good at discerning that. I mean, who was the architect of the teams that I was a member of that had a lot of that? Guys committed to LSU in the boot above all. It was Frank Wilson. Mm-hmm. So it's just something that I think, and I want to get into this next, Jake. I want to get into this next, which is it is time, like I said, regime change, the reset button, right? LSU has the feeling of a rotten old forest, and it kind of needs a burning, right? You got to burn it down. Life begins anew. Through destruction comes new life, the old phoenix, all of those sort of old themes that resonate throughout human history. You're going through the burning right now, okay? So it may hurt a little more before it gets better, but I do think it'll get better. We'll talk about it more next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to DonaldsonGlassandBody.com, DonaldsonGlassandBody.com. DGBAuto.com works as well. Find them on Facebook at Donaldson Glass and Body. And remember, my friends, if you get in an accident, the insurance company cannot tell you where to go. The police cannot tell you who gets to tow. The answer to both is DG&B. We're constantly getting stories from the chat and people emailing me talking about the positive experiences they've had there. And that's because you can trust DG&B. They're not out here trying to get one over you, take advantage of your car ignorance or anything like that, right? They're just trying to get out here and serve you. Donaldson Glass and Body.
And they're going to be transparent throughout that service. I know they've been for T. They've been for me as well. I had a situation where I needed a couple things on my vehicle, not just one, and they didn't just proceed with it and just give me a bill later. They called me through every step, like, hey, you've got 3 things going on. You thought it was only the one, but do you want us to fix 2 and 3? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Thank you for calling me and not just sticking me with a bill. That's what you're going to get over at Donaldsonville Glass and by DGBAuto.com.
We opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Follow us on Twitter at 104.5 ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside, off the bench, Hunt and Hill, the early line. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 104.5 ESPN.
Bayou Ford has 0% for 60 months on new Ford F-150s. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million-mile powertrain warranty. And now 0% for 60 months on Ford F-150s. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, We're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Edition of Hunt and Hill. Brian Kelly continues to complete his staff, and we'll look at some LSU basketball trends as well. Join us weekdays, noon to 2 on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Help to make.
Welcome back. Off the Bench. Couple of minutes here, wrapping up hour number 1 before Flesh Stream begins hour 2.
Dan, he got scared of you, brother.
Lewis Burner
He started to sing. He's like, oh, Dan's going to put me in that leg lock.
It's actually, well, not scared of the leg lock, but yeah, I did actually.
I did that on purpose.
Lewis Burner says, win games the player play. You think Bama's still the guys that love Bama? Absolutely it is. And here's what I mean. Okay, even if you don't want to quantify it as like a pure love for the school, Jake, or define it as that, it's not about loving the program. It's about recognizing the program is bigger than you. I feel that for the last couple of years, LSU has had a lot of players that felt that they are bigger than the program. And regardless what you think about Alabama, that is not the case there. Like if you go there, you know you're not bigger than the program. And chances are if you feel like you are, you don't finish there, right? You end up going somewhere else. So that's more what I'm talking about. Even if we're not talking about like childhood fanhood or childhood love, it's just recognizing the program is bigger than you.
Yeah, but also, I mean, you have to fill your roster with a certain amount of those players. We're not saying 100%. It's not going to be 100%.
True. That's true.
It's filling your roster with a percentage of the, like, Craig Stelz was never going to play for any other college in America. He just wasn't going to. He was going to play for LSU. He was from Kenner, and that's who he was, and he was an All-American here. Like, you need, shout out Mario, I saw that. You need to fill your roster with some of those guys. That's just what it is, right? And LSU is one of the very unique places that has that advantage because you are the talk of the town. You are the big dog. You're the only big dog in the state of Louisiana, a place that has very, very high recruiting grounds. You have,
Finish. Go. Keep going.
Go.
Keep going.
You know I can't.
Why?
Go.
Oh my God, dude! I was just gonna say as a little.
No, we're about to come up with a break, so I want to make sure you made your point.
Well, I was, and that's what I was saying. I was just doing this, so you were like, okay, like 30 seconds of.
But you know what I mean, though. Like Mississippi's a little different. Texas is different. Florida's certainly different.
Absolutely.
In Louisiana, you do have the unique fact that you've got a 4-star athlete like a Craig Stelz that's always only one to play for LSU.
And so this is where I would even add on to that. So you have those advantages, Jake, and you do have a bit of a timing advantage in that there's never been a better year to completely remake a roster than the era of the transfer portal, right?
Yeah.
Go back to the Mel Tucker, Michigan State story. 27 guys left in the transfer portal. That's the burning of the forest that I'm talking about, right? That's the clearing out of the decrepit black mold in the ceiling. And then they got 15 in the transfer portal.
Yeah.
And look what happened, okay? So this is the culture reset. This is the clearinghouse. And now, even with the second signing, I think there's some interesting angles to explore, but especially the transfer portal, you could get good again. LSU just needs to be on top of it. And we'll break it down.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All right, go to the App Store and download the DraftKings app. Remember, you've got a chance tomorrow night, NFL primetime. Such a good time to go win some money, but it's not your only option. Of course, you got bowl season. You can do college football, but you can do college basketball tonight. Louisiana is one of the states where you can play college athletics, football and basketball. Also, NBA. You can create an NBA lineup, and you can go win thousands of dollars from DraftKings. You can create an NHL lineup if you're into hockey. If you're into soccer, they've got Champions League taking place right now. Of course, they've got league play. They've got it all over at DraftKings. Not only one way to win money, but multiple ways, T-Bob, to win some money.
Yeah, man, go to DraftKings today, and you can. It makes all games that you maybe don't care about interesting if you just want a little skin in each game. But that's your daily fantasy coming up, Jake. Mobile betting about to be legal in Louisiana. If you use the promo code Baton Rouge, that means that you will get $100 in your account for free once mobile gambling opens up. DraftKings.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. Over the years, I've tried a lot of great.
Thanks, you're ready. Yardbirds up. Veggie's in the window.
Barbecue guys, born to grill.
Pops, how many steaks you want?
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person, connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Yo, Jake here for Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic. The place is going to be convenient for you during that inconvenient time, and it's even more convenient now. Now you have 8 convenient locations, with the Bruley location just opening up. So go check them out online, patientplusuc.com, because remember, they are your place for your sniffles, for your colds, for your stitches, for your COVID test. They have all that available over at Patient Plus. For more information, visit them at patientplusuc.com. Get in and get better.
Front to Back Boat Service has been family owned and operated for 30 years. And the Sherman family is NMEA certified. That's the National Marine Electronics Association at Front to Back. They are committed to improving the safety and technology of marine electronics through installer training, interface standards. And look, the fall and the winter, it's the perfect time to do that yearly maintenance you've been putting off. Get those parts you've been wanting. So schedule your appointment today at Front to Back, North Airway off of Airline Highway.
Tonight, we invite you to celebrate life, wherever and whenever you can, understanding that time is never on our side. Instead, gather up your friends tonight and share a few stories and laughs over a good bottle of wine. Or maybe a family meal that gives everyone a chance to reconnect and remember what's really important, whether it's for a birthday, an anniversary, or simply to remind someone special that they are loved. Rafino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Good morning, everybody. It's 8 a.m. on Wednesday, December 8th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see cloudy skies with a high of 59. In case you missed hour 1 of the show, you can now catch that up at the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. Coming up on OTB, Matt Flynn joins us up next in studio for some flestering, and Shay Dixon of Go247 joins the show at 9:30. You can follow today's show on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN, or watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Remember to please subscribe and like. You can also check us out on YourView. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome in hour 2 of Off the Bench. Wednesday. Hour 2, which can mean but one thing.
What?
We welcome in Matthew Clayton Flynn.
Hey, guys.
National champion quarterback who bided his time, stuck around, didn't take the easy road, and was rewarded with a crystal ball at the end of his days. This is Flestering Hour. Matt, what's up, dude? Sorry to immediately start off the conversation such a toxic place by because now everybody's going to be like, yeah, screw Max. Yeah, Matt did it, dude. Yeah, hell yeah. But you did. I mean, for what it's worth, you did bide your time, and hey, it's kind of relevant to today's news cycle, I would say a little
Alvin
bit.
said, you ain't going nowhere, Bo.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't going.
You stay your ass there.
That's what he did. Yeah.
Now, granted, transfer portal stuff didn't exist.
It's a different world.
Do you think you stick around if the transfer portal exists? I know it's an impossible question to answer, but just...
Well, I mean, yeah, I know there's this fictitious portal out there. But back in the day,
left and not lost eligibility.
Well, when we were in school, you could lay past the rule for a couple of years that you could leave if you had graduated.
Yeah.
Without... I mean, was that still relevant before the? Because I know they got rid of it at some point.
No, I mean that's how. I mean, it's not like Joe Burrow's eligible when he gets here.
Yeah,
he's great. He graduated, and I don't think the portal was.
When we got to college, it wasn't like that.
No,
but it was like that. Like 05, 06 maybe.
Yeah, you could have very easily.
You had the potential to for your last year. You could have transferred and not missed.
Well, there was Jamarcus and I were same signing class. We both redshirted, so we were both the same as far as eligibility. And if Jamarcus didn't have the year he has in 06 and stays at LSU, I would have had to make some decision.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it was my 5th year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if Jamarcus leaves, I mean, that would have probably changed. It would have really hurt me to do that.
And so obviously it's not apples to apples here because there is no Jamarcus character in the Max Johnson situation. What are your thoughts, Matt, on the if you have any, on just the news that Max is entering the portal?
I was driving yesterday, and when I saw a tweet about it, I mean, I was surprised kind of out of it. It seems like it was out of nowhere. But everything kind of seems like it's coming out of nowhere right now.
Yeah. It's fair.
Timing wise, it's probably the best move for him personally. Timing. It's just he didn't sign at LSU to play for Brian Kelly. I don't know the personality of Brian Kelly as a coach, but obviously it doesn't mesh with what he wants to do. It's not who he signed for, and you don't know what's going on in somebody's personal life. Maybe he has not enjoyed his collegiate experience.
I was going to say, it's been chaotic 2 years. Yes, it's been awful. The negativity surrounding not just the team, but him personally it's really rough to go through as a 19-year-old.
Yeah, it is. And there's probably a lot of confusion on all the players right now with all the changes happening.
Yeah.
With Brian Kelly coming in and all the moves that are happening, it's got to be chaotic.
bro, somebody else is going to be sitting in Tommy Moffitt's office.
All right, so
that's wild.
So So a lot has been said from former players about the Tommy Moffitt situation,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all been super respect, obviously.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons, we all love Tommy Moffitt to death.
Yeah.
But I feel like nobody's really kind of just gone out there and said that, as a former player, like, this really pisses me off. And this, in my opinion, is a bad move.
Mm.
Like, that's...
There's been some. I mean, there has been some.
Especially the timing of that move.
Yeah.
The first thing that's announced, at least, maybe not the first move, is Tommy Moffitt's not being retained. Like, a heart and soul of the LSU, a guy that is the furthest away from the problem, right? And I don't know. I think as many players as I've talked to since that happened, it pisses us off.
Yeah, I mean,
and now we all want to look at it with like rose-colored sunglasses. It's like, okay, that's great because we got to make moves. You got to do this. You got to do that. And then you see the video that Moffitt's packing up cardboard boxes on a random Monday afternoon and leaving. Bro. That pissed me off even more. Yeah. It's like,
I didn't watch it.
Not all guys are equal. Like Moffitt would like probably punch me for like trying to say this. Moffitt should have been able to, like, if you don't want to retain him, that's fine. That's Brian Kelly's. That's his prerogative. He has every right to just take everybody out and put all new people in there. And we want change. We want to get better, right? But Moffitt should have been allowed to just say, I'm not staying. You know, this is the end of the road for me. It's in a different situation.
It's weird. And I'm kind of with you because, like, I guess I've struggled with it because I have so much personal bias because, I mean, I've said it a million times. It's literally my favorite coach I've ever had in my entire life. So, like, of course, I want him to stay.
And we're not playing favorites just because we love the guy from a human being standpoint. He's a great coach.
No, he's objectively great at his job.
Yeah.
He is objectively great at his job. And his resume and the interest in him and the people, you know, Nick Saban trying to hire him away at every turn.
Yeah.
I think reinforces all of that.
And what I'm saying is very opinion-based based on the fact that, like, I think it was a bad move to not retain Tommy Moffitt. That's opinion-based, okay? That's my opinion. That is probably 99.9% of every player that ever played for him.
Yeah.
That's opinion because Brian Kelly's right. And I hope the strength coach he brings in is incredible and is cutting edge, blah, 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 and does a great job. And I'm sure he will. And I will cheer my ass off for him. But in my opinion, it is fact that the way it happened was not right.
It's going to be, I mean, bruh, Jacob Flint is, you want to talk about filling shoes? It's his first time ever being the director of a department, too. Now, he's been head strength conditioning coordinator up there at Notre Dame, but this is his first time being the guy, and he has to follow in the biggest the guy shoes that I could imagine. As we said the other day, that packing up video was so surreal because literally he's the only person that's ever occupied that office. Mm-hmm. That building was built in a lot of ways on the foundation of the work that he put in. I've always said I think he's the he's the X factor behind the golden age of LSU football. And now Flint is stepping into an office again that literally no other human being has ever occupied. And how weird being on the team right now. And then all of a sudden a new voice is there trying to
and I want to
get you motivated.
At some point, and it's probably the same right now, you looked around the SEC and every head strength coach was an assistant Tommy Moffitt strength coach.
Yeah.
In the SEC.
Yeah.
And at Baylor. Just one of the big
clubs.
Baylor.
So I will say this. I understand what you're saying because obviously me personally, I would have never made this move. Again, you know, I'm obviously biased in this because I love the man. But then I also do agree with what you're saying that, like, it is Brian Kelly's decision to make. You bring in that CEO to make these sort of choices. And this really does feel like for the first time since Saban, Matt, and you could speak to this, y'all can because y'all were there more back then. But this does feel like for the first time since Saban that we are entering a true a true shift into the next era of LSU football. Like Saban to Miles somewhat. Miles to Ogeron really almost no change. Shocking. The results did, but like in terms of personnel, almost no change. It almost, and I hope this is not the case. I hope it's just because he thinks Flint's an absolute monster and Flint's going to be there for like 5-10 years or whatever. But it almost feels like, not principle. What am I looking for? It almost feels like making almost like a direct commentary on that. Like, okay, we are closing the door on the old and we are really going to start fresh and start anew. And that can go wrong. That can absolutely go wrong. That can be flawed logic if that is the logic. But that's the feeling that I got when that's one of the first moves that you make.
And we want him to come in and be that CEO. And look, I'm going to be the biggest Brian Kelly cheerleader in the world. Like I'm LSU through and through.
Yeah.
I think it was a great hire. I just think that look around and read the room a little bit better on that early.
I mean, the current players were really upset, former players, all that. So it's just so it's a very powerful voice and one that could have been a great ally and that was a bit excited for maybe potentially working with Kelly. But it is what it is. Man, that packing up video was surreal.
Yeah, it was. I watched it one time and I was so mad.
It is crazy.
I hadn't seen it yet. Like I said, I don't think I want to.
That's the thing. It's like it's just a visual of seeing him being forced to leave as opposed to leaving on his own. Is just I can't really wrap my head around it.
It was
and then I also think that Coach Moffitt caught a lot of unintended flack for some perceived weaknesses on LSU teams. The craziest are when I see him being blamed for injuries. Like, that's just, whatever. That's just stupid. There's no point really engaging with that. But, like, when I see, like, well, why has LSU been so weak on the lines? Well, look, man. I actually think that Liam Shanahan has maximized his physical talents and then some, and he got way better as the year went on this year and actually had a good year by the end, or at least the latter half. But that said, Liam Shanahan could do all the same workouts that Lloyd Cushenberry did, and he's not going to be Lloyd, right? At a certain point, Moffitt works with the tools that he is.
And by the way, I've played with a lot of really good offensive linemen that can't bench more than 315.
Yeah. Strength is not really always, a predecessor to success at O-line anyway. So, look, I know it's kind of a downer way to start, for sure, this Flush Stream. But I think I think that's exactly why we do this with us three, is to get this sort of perspective. And as you can see, this speaks to Matt's point. Look at the impact that man made on all of us, right? Yeah. To a man. Everybody talks about him. So, Jacob Flint, good luck, bro. Good luck. You got some big old shoes to fill.
And we are cheering for you.
I don't want him to fail. I don't want him to fail at all. I hope he's awesome. I hope he's the next transcendent character.
I hope I can go in there and he can get me back into working out, because I've been taking off for a couple of years.
So it is a very unique situation because you've had so much success with the same people. We're not talking about just assistant football coaches. We're talking about the entire department. Like, think about it. You had the same training staff, basically. You had the same equipment staff. You had the same weight staff. You've got a lot of the same,
it's very unique.
Yeah, Doug, that's still the same video. So you have everyone still the same, and you've been successful. No. You've won 3 natties with 3 different coaches. These coaches saw the value. Eventually, and that's what I put out in my tweet about Coach Moffitt. Look, I knew eventually this was going to happen. It doesn't make it any easier, but I knew eventually it was going to happen. And eventually some of the people that we know and talk to in that building aren't going to be there anymore. And because you've had so much success with those people, and I got to campus in 2004, almost 18 years with these people. So obviously it's always going to be a transition. It was always going to be as difficult as it is, just because you just don't see that in college football. Staff members last through 3 different head coaches.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, it's very unique and it made LSU, those people for a long time made it very special. And everything's got to end up and break and there's change and carryovers, and it's just, in my opinion, it was not the right way for it. But what is the right way? I don't know. But it was sad for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So, look, when we get back, we get into more flustering, drink my high, all that. Maybe we'll do Would You Rather Wednesday. I don't know. We have so much to talk about. We'll kind of play by ear today, but keep it locked here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org. Maybe you've had a little extended buildup in your pipes and you need a little regime change. You know what I mean? You want to go to Central Plumbing, 925-8552, 925-8552. Unclog those pipes. Start anew with Central Plumbing. They've been at it for 50 years, y'all. So they've seen it all. They can fix it all. It ain't just residential either. If you have an office building, you own a business like our guy Jake over here, Matt, you need your plumbing needs met. Central Plumbing has the insurance, paperwork, and personnel to do so.
T-Bob, we got to get you a business.
I know,
because
what
if you
the
had
hell,
a
dude?
business, Central Plumbing could come and they could take care of it. We always say, though, T-Bob gives out the number because, of course, we've both used them for emergency services, 225-925-8552. Not the only thing that they do, though, obviously. Like if you need a new installation when it comes to like a remodel or a tankless water heater, whatever it might be, they're there for you as well. Of course, any part that you might need, they've got in the showroom. Check them out online at centralplumbing.org.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
T-Bob Bear here with former LSU Tiger and attorney.
I had to leave my home, and I never knew where I was going next. But then you came along.
There's a child in foster care waiting for a volunteer like you.
If you're in an accident, a car accident, a slip and fall where you're injured, you need to call an attorney. The defendant insurance company, it's their goal to close the case as quickly as possible and pay out the least amount of money as possible. That's why it's important to call an attorney and call the law office of O.C. Brown.
At the law office of O.C. Brown, we're a family-owned firm. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
To the heroes who are working tirelessly to care for our communities, we thank you. We will never forget the countless hours you dedicated on the front lines, choosing to risk your own health to fight for our friends, neighbors, and family members.
I mean, you guys are out on the front lines fighting it.
We are grateful for your heroic acts and unwavering spirit. Together, we are overcoming this adversity and make our state healthier and more vibrant again. Ochsner Health.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Action, including Week 14 in the NFL, give you a fantasy football thought of the day, and go out to New York City to talk to Ben Mintz of Barstool Sports. Join us, 2 p.m., 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back. Flustering Hour here on Off the Bench. Thank you all for hanging out. We continue to talk about Moffitt during the break. I think this is my final word on it, is that I'm okay with it if the main motivation behind the move was simply because he truly believes in Jacob Flint and thinks Flint is a beast. That is a motivation, and if it's not about making a statement or letting go of the past, like I said, though, I think those could be elements, but like if it's really just about belief in the guy that you hired, then I'm okay with it. But unfortunately, I don't know if we can ever really know that, right? Well, we'll never really know what exactly, like how Brian Kelly feels in his brain about all this stuff. So
I bet the new guy's a beast. I bet he's jacked.
I hope so. I hope so. I have no idea, right? We'll see. Again,
greases his abs.
Intimidating spot for him to be stepping into. Okay. Other news here. Max Johnson transfers. Somebody was asking for your 2 cents on the timing of it all, Matt. I feel like you already kind of I feel like you already kind of hit that a little bit.
So I can understand like on the cuff why people are like, what's wrong with the timing of this? Like, take it, put yourself in his shoes and everybody else's shoes on the team. Like, there is complete chaos going on.
Yeah.
This is like being just stuff flying around, things that shouldn't be flying around. This is like Twister when there's a cow flying in the air. Like, they just, Moffitt left. Everybody's leaving. This is probably the best time. If he's going to do it, I mean, for him, it's the best time to do it. And people are going to be like, well, you're not staying for the end of the season, loyalty, blah, blah, blah. You can't really say that. I mean, with all the changes happening, like everybody is.
It's kind of what we said about the Miles thing too. Miles Brennan, that is. It kind of made sense to me too, from a timing standpoint, as he too committed to O and all these things, and now that's all gone. And so, as a lot, it just feels like a fresh start for kind of all parties involved. In a lot of ways.
It's just it's hard for me to put myself in those shoes because college is so much different now. I mean, kids are so much more cerebral about like the outside world, and they're so into like when we were in college, like when I was in college, like I knew nothing like outside of the LSU campus. Like, that's all I didn't watch. Coaches were like, don't watch outside media, so I was like, all right, I won't watch out. Won't watch ESPN.
Well,
I won't
you do
listen
so
to
much.
chatter.
It's like you do so much football, you don't really want to like always just casually watch football or football coverage.
Yeah, we were trying to worry about if Pacey or Dawson was going to get Joey.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
absolutely we were. But like now, like they're so in tune with all these people in the transfer portal and the college free agency and all this stuff. It's just when you have a school that is going to complete regime change. That's saying, we're changing. We have to get better. The players have to, at that point, have to kind of look around.
Well, and they're kind of like, well, what is it saying about us? And like, we need to now go out. So now the transfer portal, though, is the fascinating wild card in all of this, right? Because it certainly taketh away, but it does also giveth. And I know I brought up the Michigan State example, but like maybe in a lot of ways,
Tennessee has a great example as well.
There, I didn't even think about Tennessee. So like in a lot of ways, there may never be a better time for this sort of turnover and changeover and whatnot, because it is now the path to remaking a program in your image, if you want to put it that way, is so much shorter than it has ever been at any time before. Again, Heupel. Mel Tucker, both those guys. And so Brian Kelly, I think that he could hit it hard. Like, if they don't have and I'm sure they do, and I want to talk to Austin Thomas about this maybe sometime, but, it's tough to get people on right now. But if they don't have a full team dedicated 24/7 to the portal, already on it, then they have already missed the boat. Like this needs to be, it goes back to the Mel Tucker piece that I was reading a couple months ago now, where they said, look, this is going to be like NFL free agency. We are going to have an entire department. This is your only job, is to scout and try to sift through the transfer portal. LSU needs to be doing the same. I assume they are. And y'all, not only can you sign 25, but for everybody leaving, you could sign up to 7 additional players from the portal. So they could do like massive, massive work there.
No, they could. And that's what they're going to do. Anytime you bring in a new coach in college football, you said it. That's what you have to do. You have to shore up some of the positions that you have deficiencies at. And we could go down the list of what those are. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if they brought in a quarterback now, right? Before they wouldn't have, but now they're probably going to bring in a quarterback to challenge Garrett Nussmeier and Walker Howard if he ends up signing with LSU. Offensive line, I mean, there's a lot of positions that we could point to. And they do have people that are dedicated. They check the portal all the time because it's always updating, always. I mean, refresh probably multiple times a day trying to find out where those players are. There's great services that try to help these players get noticed as well. So this is going to have a roster that probably features, gosh, I mean, is it crazy to say you get up to like double digits maybe?
No. I think you probably almost certainly hit double digits. I think just from a pure number standpoint, you may have to hit double digits. Another thing that's interesting, I know the early sign day in a lot of ways been LSU's enemy. I think the split sign days could almost end up working out for them in some ways because I don't expect them to have a ton of numbers in this first round, meaning they're going to be able to take a lot of what is left over next. Now, obviously what's left over isn't always maybe the elite guys, but like LSU would have a lot of room and a lot to offer anyone who does not sign in that early signing day. River Cheery in the chat saying Flynn looks more and more 90s every single week.
I
mean the headphones definitely, but also the backwards snapback has a 90s feel to it.
No, I got my melon hat.
You got it?
I got one.
Ooh,
Love it.
Yeah, big melon guy.
Well, we have big melons.
Yep.
So we need a hat.
Melon hat brand.
I love big melons.
We get them to sponsor because these things,
No, just one melon, T.
Thank you, Daddy.
Just one.
No, you said we have big melons. Yeah.
Because I have one and he has one.
Yeah, I don't get to be in the big melon club. Y'all don't think I have a big head?
No, you're too big. Like it fits your body.
Oh, but I do. But we probably have the same sized head.
Probably, yeah.
Which, not to brag, boys, I don't know what a melon hat is, but I do have a custom purple and gold Mandalorian helmet coming in the mail today. And I mean, guys, it looks incredible. Look for it on the show later this week. Shout out my guy, Damon Young.
Oh, can't wait for that.
Damon Young from
suspense.
Instagram custom made it for me for free. What a legend.
That's pretty cool.
Alabama fan, actually. It's the nicest thing that Alabama fans ever done for me.
Good for them.
I know.
Never had any issues with any Bama fans.
Well, y'all come
Florida
from a different
fans.
era. Yeah, y'all had no problems with Bama. Y'all handled Bama. Those
Ours are more jort wearing son of a guns.
Yeah, the Dorians of the world.
I'd love to see Dorian have to wear some jorts. Maybe that's the bet next year.
He wouldn't mind it probably.
Yeah, I mean, come on, that's like it's like asking me to wear like something that exposes my chest hair. I mean, that's just
Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, exactly. That's just par for the course at this point. Matt, let's get away from football. You want to get away from football talk here?
Please.
Okay.
Yeah, football's cool.
How's your Christmas been so far, dude? How's your Christmas season been?
Christmas has
taking
been
it in?
good. Like,
did you put up your own lights? No chance.
Well, my wife did a lot of the decor. I helped with some of the ladder stuff. The ladder, we had to get on the ladder.
Ladder is in like later, or ladder is in like on an okay.
On a
an
ladder.
actual- Okay.
Yeah, I don't. I like to be a gentleman, and when we have to do things high up, I like to get on the ladder, not make my wife do that.
I also enjoy getting high.
Yep.
No, literally like 20 feet up. You find God real quick at the top of that ladder.
Yeah,
when you're
ain't
hanging
no doubt
lights.
about that.
Like, I mean, every little movement starts to take on a lot more. Like, your heart will get beaten fast up there.
Yep, that absolutely it will. Mm-hmm.
So I'm confused. Did you actually hang your lights, or did you hire people to hang your lights?
No, I don't hire people to hang my lights.
Okay.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, bro, I don't know, dude.
I would have bet
you
that
and
you
Jake
did.
and your tall ceilings.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
I figured y'all both
We'll look
hired
into it
people
now.
to hang your lights.
Probably gonna do that.
People do that?
Yeah.
I don't.
Christmas has been really cool because my kid. So my oldest is 6, and really like into it, which is awesome.
Yes.
And so it's really cool. So we've been watching we'll be watching Christmas movies. So it's really awesome to watch my favorite Christmas movies like through their eyes.
Yeah.
So like I'll watch them half the movie, watching the movie.
Yeah. What has he enjoyed so far?
So we've watched both the Home Alones.
Yeah.
And it is just incredible. He's like, my son's like sitting there watching, and like when the music gets like all intense halfway through, he looks at me. He's like, he's gonna go set up the traps.
Oh, okay, a little sociopathic there for sure.
Hey, huh?
So good.
Dad, can we watch
right.
Saw next? Well, speaking of traps, dude. I mean, right? There's internet theories out there that Kevin McAllister really turned into the bad guy from Saw. If you want to go down a conspiracy wormhole.
But I mean, are you
going to watch Home Alone 3 and 4?
No. I saw 3. It was pretty weak.
Yeah.
I saw 3 a long time ago.
But have you seen 4?
No, I haven't seen 4.
Home Sweet
Of
Home
course
Alone.
I'll watch it.
I'm one of 13% of the Rotten Tomatoes people that give it a thumbs up. But I like it, okay?
It is good?
I thought it was really good. Again, I'm in the 13% on Rotten Tomatoes, but I thought it was really good.
Well, see, I don't like most movies that have a high Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay, there you go.
Like,
You got a little
we've
check
talked
there.
about this before. A movie is not rewatchable if it's like over 30% or 40% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, it's the low ones that you watch over and over again.
There's truth to that. He wouldn't, but there's truth to that.
No,
Yeah,
so
like the really good ones are great movies, but it's like
Yeah.
you watch it one time and you're like, yeah, I mean, it's not I'm not going to go rewatch it.
well, like
Yeah, if Grandma's Boys on, though, I'm going to rewatch it.
Absolutely.
Something like that, yeah.
yes, a lowbrow stupid comedy is much more rewatchable than like an intense drama. I think I do. I think I do agree with that. Okay, so the Home Alones. Any other ones?
Well, we watched, of course, Christmas Vacation already.
Oh, nice.
I love the one.
Over to a
I
new
love
house.
Klaus on Netflix.
Klaus is okay. You
Klaus
know,
is great.
I love the animation style. The story was all right. I didn't fall head over heels with the story.
All right, Grinch.
Okay, look, I'm just offering my opinion here.
Your opinion's wrong.
Have y'all watched Die Hard yet?
No, not
Not
yet.
yet? Okay.
No,
I'm not
I
gonna
have.
watch it with my 6-year-old yet.
I've started a couple of the adult Christmas movies though, because that's what I love. I've realized that Christmas is more about just watching movies in general, really. Where like during the day, yeah, you watch the kid stuff, but then I haven't watched Die Hard yet, but I did watch Night Before. Seth Rogen, you seen that? It's great. And then The Green Knight, which I know I talked about a bit yesterday, but I finished it last night. Christmas movie, so freaking weird though. I'm not recommending it to everyone. But if you want like some true medieval stuff, and I mean medieval, Green Knight is really sick.
Nice.
Really sick.
I was watching when we were watching Home Alone. It's like we were watching it. My kids are loving it, and there's the one part where they call from Paris. They call the Chicago Police Department to say my son's alone.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's like, she blows him off. She sends him over to the Family Crisis Center. The guy like right across. And she says his name really quick, and then you look at the name on his desk. His name's Sergeant Ball with a Z, Zach.
Oh no.
Sergeant Balzac.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Oh my god, dude.
Sure is.
Balzac.
We're gonna have
Balzac.
to look this up. That is what a fantastic little chuckle that
and I
the
was
staff director, the screenwriter got out of that one.
And I was laughing so hard the other day because I just know that was the first time I've ever noticed it. And my kids were like, "Why are you laughing?" I'm like, because his donut fell on his phone.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, and here's another man I was talking about yesterday, but Michael Rutland in the chat says, T-Bob, thanks for the 8-Bit Christmas recommendation yesterday morning. Me and the fiance really enjoyed it. Good one you can watch with kids.
Which one is it?
8-Bit Christmas, HBO Max. And yeah, look, here it is. I just Googled it. Watched Home Alone again. His name is Sergeant Balzac. Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Good call.
Good for them.
Only you would have noticed that.
Yeah, how did you
No, I
notice
love
that?
it about you,
Yeah.
but only you would have noticed that.
Yep. It was great.
Because I
It's
just
just a good little landmine in there.
A little chuckle, a little Easter egg.
What is the best adult-themed Christmas movie? I know mine. I don't even know that it's close, and I love The Night Before and stuff like that.
Like that, just like an adult.
Like I'm saying, one you cannot watch with kids, but that is a Christmas movie.
Like the first time I
Depends
watched it,
on what
like
you
Bad
define.
Santa was like,
Oh my
Bad Santa
God.
was like
Yeah.
milk out the nose.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Bad Santa's one of the funniest movies of all time ever, but he especially
when he comes up to him on his lunch break. Oh my God.
And they're playing checkers.
Are you effing with me?
And he's like, you're sitting there eating your effing sandwiches.
Billy Bob Thornton. Nobody makes me more uncomfortable or gives off a better greasy human being impression
so
than
good.
Billy Bob Thornton as a Santa Claus in that movie, dude. All right, when we get back, more Off the Bench, more flustering. Keep it locked to TV.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to therelaxationcompany.org, therelaxationcompany.org. Everything that you need to get feeling good, okay? Treat yourself this holiday season by going to schedule a massage at the Relaxation Company, Pelican Point in Gonzales. Great location, family, locally owned business. So, you know, we love supporting local family-owned business here. And, Jake, how about stocking stuffers, right?
Yep.
$100 gift card. Just pop that thing in a stocking. I mean, who doesn't love, like, oh, here's a massage for free? Go to therelaxationcompany.org.
And as you can see here on the video, they have little stocking stuffers as well. Like they have a shop when you walk in. So there's always something for you over at the Relaxation Company. TRC Massage on Instagram. We give you the handle because that's where they kind of update everything and all the giveaways and any specials they might have going on, which with a small business, they can do those things. They can have those specials. They can have those giveaways, and they can give those to you. TRC Massage on Instagram, therelaxationcompany.org, therelaxationcompany.org.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Ford has 0% for 60 months on new Ford F-150s. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. And now 0% for 60 months on Ford F-150s. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you. Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
By Pluckers, Max Johnson has entered the transfer portal, so who plays quarterback in the bowl game? We'll discuss the future of the LSU quarterback position. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
I just want you for my own.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome back to Off the Bench.
Did you ever see the video last year? It was circling around the how the music video from Childish Gambino.
No.
Childish
Gambino.
Gambino.
Yeah, I like Gambini.
That's pretty cool.
Isn't that?
But it synced up perfectly to the song.
Like we were just watching My
This Is
Cousin Vinny.
America? Like
Yeah,
that
This Is
song?
America, yeah.
This Is America syncs up perfectly with
Well,
All I
like,
Want
no,
for Christmas?
not his song, the dance moves and the
Oh,
music
what?
video. Yeah, it's
Oh,
pretty
wow.
great. Yeah.
No,
Look it up.
okay. You've given me an internet wormhole to fall into. God, boys, I'm getting old. I'm having like lower back issues.
No, this chair's
today.
terrible.
Is that what it is?
It's this chair. It's bad on the lower back.
Damn, dude, I feel
Yeah, it's hurting.
really old.
As soon as Matt gets up, I'm switching back.
Let me ask you this. Who's in charge of studio procurement?
I have no idea, bro. I
Because
just show up here and then leave.
I feel like they try. I feel like they try to get y'all nice things, and they're just bad.
Well, that's why I feel bad, and that's why I haven't really brought it up.
Like the earphone. Like the coolest thing about these chairs is the arm things move.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
about it. But other than that,
I
looks
mean-
like a terrible chair.
And it's definitely one of those things where it's like, you know, you don't look a gift horse in the mouth. You don't want to be rude. Somebody's trying to do something nice for you, but like,
It's office furniture, basically.
like,
Yeah, my
it's
uncle
not a
owns
Christmas
it.
gift
Look,
to you, T-Bob.
look,
It's what you sit
listen,
to do your job in.
Listen,
It's office
listen.
furniture.
Hey, Uncle Denny, you own an office solution store in Shreveport.
hey, Uncle Denny,
Hook us
come
up.
on, Bo.
Come on, Uncle Denny.
Uncle
hook
D.
us up.
Uncle
It's
D.
Hester's Office Solutions. I'll give you another shout out. Just get us a chair.
Uncle D, where you at, Bo? Make sure
It's got to be Gordy, right?
No,
I mean, it's got to be. Like, because we all complain so much on the radio about the headphones and like buy us new headphones, and Gordy was probably like, "I'm gonna get this some real nice chairs."
I would still like
I'm
to
gonna get
say,
some real nice chairs.
shout out Presonus, Baton Rouge company
went
that
to
actually
IKEA.
gave all of these headphones, and I love these headphones. These headphones are great. So thank you to Presonus for that. But yeah,
Did they Presonus? These ones?
No.
No.
Those are Sony Walkman.
That was somebody pinching the pennies a little too tight. I would say that led to that one. Here's a comment. Todd Holloway says Matt Flynn looks and sounds like Chris Kattan, like Night at the Roxbury. Chris Kattan. I don't think I agree.
Mr. Peepers.
I don't think that you've ever been
I just think that's-
compared to Chris Kattan.
That's a first. I like it.
A lot of Matt Damon.
Respect.
A lot of Matt Damon.
I
No
could
Chris
see
Kattan.
a great Night at the Roxbury spoof video with
Oh,
you
one of
two.
the best Christmas skits on SNL, in my opinion, was from the 90s with Chris Kattan. I think it was Jimmy Fallon, Tracy Morgan, Chris Kattan, and Will Ferrell. They just played that one song, like a really simple song.
I don't remember.
You know, a forgotten SNL was Leon Phelps, the ladies' man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Is Leon Phelps the ladies' man?
Can I buy you a fifth sandwich?
Who is why am I blanking on that actor's name?
That doesn't matter. It's Leon Phelps.
Yeah.
Ladies' man.
SNL had a pretty good run there with characters getting full on movies.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like it was hot for a while. Night of the Roxbury actually also in that crew. I don't know when the last time they've broken through. and
Ladies'
gotten a
Man had
full-on
Kelly
movie.
Kapowski in it.
They did, without question.
Like a gym rat, Chris Kattan, says Spencer B. Okay,
Yep.
so I get
Yeah, big gym rat, Matt Flynn, big gym rat.
Yeah, just he's in there. He's in there constantly.
Hey, is the last time you worked out the time that I brought you to the facility? True circle here.
The last time, like, I actually went somewhere to work out, yes. Now, don't sell me too short. I did 20 air squats last week and 3 sets of 10 push-ups last week. I mean,
Why?
spread out throughout
Spread
the week.
over the week, 3 sets of 10
Yeah.
push-ups.
And every now and then.
How do you determine when it's time for the second set? Like, oh, okay. Well, it's like Tuesday at 3. All right, dude. Time.
Here
time
we
to hit the
go.
ground.
Fully recovered. Sometimes I run from the kitchen to my bedroom.
You run?
Mm-hmm. So
It's a nice
two,
house.
so
It
two
could
or
be, I
three,
mean,
2 or 3 weeks ago, I was chasing my son because I was trying to get him to let's get some better running form. Let's lift your knees out. Like let's get some sprinting in.
I saw his green and white belt the other day at dance, by the way.
Yeah,
not
absolutely.
to brag.
Not to brag.
Martial arts master.
He is.
You do have a yard, right?
Yeah, got a yard. So we were playing chase, and I like sprinted.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Because we were running around the house, and I was giving him like a head start. And I pulled my hand.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to know that because you don't know how close you were, and I'm serious with this.
Uh-oh.
You don't know how close you were on Sunday to having to meet me and T-Bob at the indoor and run a couple of 110s in Coach Moffat's honor.
Oh, I would have.
He was.
I was mad that T-Bob wouldn't do it.
No,
we were at dinner on Saturday night, and he was telling me no.
No, that's not true.
It's not true?
No, that is true.
I was about to say, I got some receipts. I'll call them right now.
I just said that I thought about running 110s, and then I really thought about it, and I visualized it, and I found myself at peace. So I did do it. I just did it in my head.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying?
We should have gotten like 100 former players together to run 110s.
And then that Sunday,
I'm pretty sure I
rode
you,
the exercise
T-Bob, Sean Jordan. I had a group text.
But you said it kind of like, ha.
Thank you. That's also true. That's also
T-Bob
true.
was what I was saying Saturday night was it Saturday? At Superior. Was that ha-ha or was that being serious?
It felt kind
so when you text in a group and like you say something so outrageous, like let's go run 110s, that's pretty outrageous.
It is pretty outrageous.
Like you have to
You
specify.
can't even look at me right now.
People would read it as a joke.
Yeah, I think it reads as a joke as
but
well.
But if you're serious, you have to emphasize the fact.
Give me a
that
time.
I'm serious.
Give me a time and a place. Never saw a time
But
and a place name.
For Moffitt, I would have run 110, so I puked in his honor, but it would have been like 3.
I did. I rode the exercise bike Sunday in his honor. You know, that man loved his exercise bike.
No, you actually like to get on the levee.
He would ride that, bro. He would ride that bike in his office all the time. He used to put on the mask that you couldn't really breathe in because it was like the high altitude mask, and he'd get after it.
River Huey, T-Bob is such a liar. I wonder how she would know. Oh, because she was there and she heard me say it.
It's so sad when people team up and twist my words. It's unbelievable. All right, when we get back.
You were down, though. You were down.
Let's close out
I'm down.
hour 2.
Down right now.
Okay,
let's get the band
I'm
together.
down too.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's go.
We can all just say we're down.
Tomorrow.
Nobody's doing it.
Tomorrow, 7:30 a.m.
Oh, talk about it. Be about it.
We'll be here.
Well, get your priorities straight.
Close that hour 2.
I'll miss on purpose.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to RejuveMeMedical.com, RejuveMeMedical.com. Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me for all of your anti-aging needs. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110.
Ooh, 110. I like it.
No matter how old you are, they understand the aging process of Rejuve Me, and they understand how to combat it, how to fight it, how to get you feeling like your most youthful self once again. So go to RejuveMeMedical.com, RejuveMeMedical.com.
Yeah, maybe you want to run some 110s and you're not quite sure you can get it done. Go get your lab check, get a consultation, and say, hey, here's what I want to do. Here's who I want to be again. And they'll get you on a path to get back to feeling like your youthful self. Like you can go out there and you can do that. Now, you got to set up a consultation because you won't know until you ask the question. You can do it at RejuveMeMedical.com, top right of the website, but it's always incredibly easy. Pick up the phone, give them a call, ask them any question that you might have. 225-230-4201. Again, RejuveMeMedical.com.
We opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Yo, Jake here from Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic, reminding you they now have 8 convenient locations across the Baton Rouge area, open from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. If you're looking for that COVID test for holiday travel or you have a holiday event coming up, they're the place for you, as well as a flu shot starting to creep up here during flu season. So if you need that shot, make sure you get that. They now have some available through December. You can find more information on their website, patientplusuc.com. That's Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic. Get in and get better.
There it is, the extra mile. on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
If you're in an accident, a car accident, a slip and fall where you're injured, you need to call an attorney. The defendant insurance company, it's their goal to close the case as quickly as possible and pay out the least amount of money as possible. That's why it's important to call an attorney and call the law office of O.C. Brown.
At the law office of O.C. Brown, we're a family-owned firm. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
By Bet Rivers, live from Just Winging It, Old Jefferson and Hoosier 6 to 8 p.m. Game time presented by Bet Rivers on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Over here, well, the home was out, snow was on the ground. Folks stayed in to party down. The beat was thumping on the box, and I was dancing in my socks. And the drummer played at a solid pace. And the taste of the bass was in my face.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What up, y'all? Welcome back. OTB. Flustering, closing up. Matt, do something funny.
I'm going to Green Bay this weekend.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Y'all do that once a year, right?
Really?
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah, we try to, yeah.
Yeah.
Got Sunday night football. Bears, Packers.
So do you get to go you get to go through the facilities?
Is it alumni weekend or whatever?
No.
Because this weekend's the Chargers alumni weekend. I didn't know if they everybody did it.
No. It's just going up there, going to do just a couple of cool things and go to the game. Me and the wife, leaving the kids at home.
Hey. So you're not taking your kids to the facilities?
No. I don't need to see that.
I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot.
I'd want to go toward.
I don't have facilities to show mine. They're torn down. They're
Yeah.
rocks right now.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I'll take them at some point. It's so the.
You still got Denver.
They've actually built new facilities too. The stadium's still the same though.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah. We were supposed. I'm going to put Jackson on blast. He's going to be mad at me. We were supposed to go. My oldest Jackson, because he's a gigantic Chargers fan. It's alumni weekend. He's going to go. He's got his first school dance coming up, and he wanted to stay for the school dance. Now, not asking anybody to go. Going to go with buddies.
Did he say yes? Oh,
but
everybody's going, Dad.
Yeah.
No date?
Yeah, no, he's going to go with friends. See how it plays out. He said he said all of his friends are simping. He ain't about that life.
That sounds like exactly what a 13-year-old boy would say.
12.
Whatever.
Hey, have y'all talked about the Cooper Kupp interview?
Where he was talking
about the defense?
doing a little jargon. What are you're saying?
Loved it.
I was about to say, that's like you. What are you talking about?
I thought you were about to say that you thought he played it up a little bit.
No, it was
it was spot on.
It was great.
I also
we
never realized Cooper Kupp sounded like that. Does that sound
weird? What do you think Cooper Kupp sounded like?
I just had never seen Cooper Kupp speak. He looked very young. He is young. We're old. Drink My High.
Drink My High, guys.
DrinkMyHigh.com.
Online.
Great stocking stuffer.
Yeah.
Best stocking stuffer.
I really like the Mystic Mountain
Off
Berry.
the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
I'm a big fan. I keep drinking it. Love them blues. I like lemon limes, too. I also like GoTrosOutdoorPower.com. GoTrosOutdoorPower.com. If you need to buy any Hustler equipment, right? Zero-turn mowers, whatever the case may be, go to the number one Hustler equipment dealer in all of Louisiana. I'm talking about GoTros Outdoor Power. They started this thing 18 years ago, y'all. And remember, the reason why they've grown so much and now they have locations in Baton Rouge, Gonzales, is because their customers are happy because they get access to things like full service department, full parts department, and like Jake mentions, delivery to anywhere in the boot. That's right. They will deliver to anywhere in Louisiana.
318-337-504-225-985. All of them. They'll deliver it to you. Remember, though, they have showrooms in Baton Rouge as well and in Gonzales. So we do encourage you to go check out the showrooms. You're going to walk in, see the Hustler equipment, be very impressed, and want to walk away with something. That is certainly an option, but so is online. GoTrosOutdoorPower.com. We make it easy.
Bayou Ford has 0% for 60 months on new Ford F-150. Bayou Ford wants to help you get
with antioxidant vitamin C. It just hits different. Vizzy. Step up your seltzer game.
I had to leave my parents. I had to move schools. Everything keeps changing. I'm sure glad you're here.
There's a child in foster care waiting for a volunteer like you.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person, connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Good morning, everybody. It's 9 a.m. on Wednesday, December 8th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see cloudy skies with a high of 65. In case you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can now catch that up at the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. Coming up on OTB, OT, Big Fave, Marlon Favorite joins us up next, and Shay Dixon of Go 24/7 joins us at 9:30. You can follow today's show on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN or watch us on YouTube for new content posted every day. You can also check us out on Your View. OTB OT live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Hello, and yo, and welcome, ho, back to another OOOTB, Hour 3. Goodbye to our 100.3 listening audience.
They've already gone.
Still doesn't make any sense. It's fine. You can watch on youtube.com/1045ESPN. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell, all that stuff, man. You already know it all helps us. So, Jake, today we have spent a lot of time talking about the players. We've not spent a lot of time talking about the coaching hires themselves. Now, we did talk about Coach Moffitt and Coach Flint. Now, obviously, there's a lot there. But yesterday, there were three big hires. There's Polian, the special teams coach, who is actually Bill Polian's son. So, you know.
I figured.
Right? Yeah.
Just figured.
I guess I didn't put it together until I read that. But that does make sense. Former GM team on ESPN all the time. There is Jacob Flynn, who's strength and conditioning coordinator, and then there's the big boy, Frank Wilson. And what's interesting about these hires, Jake, are this feels like an inner circle kind of grouping here, in that these are three guys that will have as much touch with the top to bottom of the roster as any coaches here, right? Strength and conditioning deals with everybody, special teams deals with everybody. A guy like Frank, recruiting coordinator, connects exactly. He's going to deal with everybody. So, who better to offer us some perspective on Frank Wilson, what he means to the city of New Orleans, than our guy, Big Fave, West Bank's finest, the gorilla himself, Big Fave, was happening.
What's happening, man? What's good with y'all, baby? You know what I'm saying? Y'all taking on to the West Bank. I know what's up. Hello.
Hello, somebody, indeed. Big Fave, before I get into Frank, how was it getting to chill with one of your former teammates, Glenn Dorsey, last week as he was being honored? Or 2 weeks ago now.
It was great, man. It was really good. With me, him, and Jake sitting down talking, just chopping it up. And Glenn, man, this is the most talkative Glenn has been in like 10 years. He was asking questions about the family, and we were just talking about the good old times when we were Tigers. We were talking like what you guys were talking about this morning, talking about T-Bob, talking about the transfer portal. We talked about that. We talked about family, man. It was great catching up with my brother.
Yeah, that part of it is a little different, Fave. I mean, obviously you're changing schools, but that's something you don't get a lot of, is having relationships with the same people for 4 straight years. Like, LSU hasn't had a quarterback finish from start to finish since 2012. Like, that's wild, because you and I and Glenn and Stelz and others, we came in at the same time, and we spent 4 years. And I know you spent 5 years here with like TY and all those guys, and you build these relationships, and you pick right up where you left off, regardless if it's been 5 years, 6 years, 7 years since you've seen that person. And that's probably the one part of college football that's probably changed the most that I don't really love. And look, it is what it is, necessary evil, whatever. But those relationships that you built back in the day, I mean, I know T-Bob can agree with this. He's got plenty of relationships that kind of stay the course of time because you're there. You're in that battle for 4 or 5 years.
That's what really matters, Hess. Like, you and I, like, Hess and I going to say this right now. I'll go ahead and say it. Hess has a facility. Hess, I need to train some classes this weekend. Boom, you got it, brother. Like, that's what we built over the years. Like, it's no question. And it really sucks because we were able to build relationships. We were able to say, this is where we're going to be. You and I watched Glenn Dorsey stare $20 million down a barrel and turn around and come back to LSU. That doesn't exist anymore. That you don't have that type of passion since everything's changed. And look, guys, the transfer portal existed then. We had some guys like, Nick Childs and, Troy Gideon and Allie Broussard for obvious reasons, Ryan Perilou for obvious reasons, get into the transfer portal and go to other schools. But, Now it's, and we understand it's a necessary evil now. It's more of a business thing now, but I just really miss it. Heck, we're blessed. We're blessed, brother, because we happen to play college ball at a time now that, they don't even make that material no more. We're cut from a cloth. They don't even make that material anymore. So we're blessed to have that type of feeling now, and now we can at least share those classic stories.
Yeah, and it's funny, man. Big Faye was actually on this years and years ago. I remember talking in the press box even like 2015, 2016. He was he was stating some of these sentiments that we echoed today, kind of about, where are some of these players' commitments at, right? Is it all about kind of them and just making it to the league, or are they committing to the team and to the program and whatnot? And you've seen LSU vacillate back and forth. But Faye, let's talk about Frank Wilson because he was the big news yesterday. Brian Kelly trying to make his way around Louisiana. Mickey Joseph leaves. There's a lot of concern about, well, how are you going to handle New Orleans? What does the hiring of Frank Wilson mean to New Orleans for LSU, Faye?
It was a big-time chess move, T-Bob. It was, to me, in the time frame of Mickey Joseph having to go to Nebraska, Billy Napier hiring Jabbar Jaluk. You got guys in state like Tony Hall right there at ULM. It's a battle to keep the guys in Louisiana. And the departure of Mickey Joseph really had me concerned. Like, it was a hit to me, guys. Mickey's a West Banker, so he's family. And then I heard you guys this morning on my ride dropping the kids off talking about what Tommy Moffitt meant to us. Like, that hurt. That's legit. And the video didn't make it any better with the packing up on a rainy day. It's just, I was upset. I was upset with that decision. Oh, but they got me back on track with this one, baby. We go back to Wilson. Oh, you put a smile on Big Faye's face, baby, with that one, because this is the bottom line. And I'll try to put this into perspective for y'all as much as I can with Frank. I've been knowing Frank Wilson since 2002. So we go back just about 20 years, right? We've been knowing each other for a very long time. And I remember Frank's staff my junior year in high school. You had guys like Coach Skip Lamont. You had guys like Florida State, New Orleans recruiting coordinator, position coach Dave Johnson on that staff. There was so many guys, and Frank wanted to go to LSU that next year. The year, our senior year, you had guys like Craig Davis. You had guys like Dominique Cooper, a guy that never got to LSU, would have been the best safety we probably ever had, in Darryl Johnson. Like, that was a package deal under Coach Saban. All of those guys were supposed to go to LSU. Well, the two of the players signed, and Frank didn't. Saban didn't take them. But years later, he was able to come under Coach Miles' staff. And a cool, quick story, y'all, and I don't know if you guys know this, but Dave Johnson was the head coach at St. Aug back in 2000, and let's say 9-10, right? Mm-hmm. And Frank Wilson basically begged Coach Miles to sign Tyrann Matthew.
Yeah.
He was a 1-star, 2-star, right, guys?
Yeah.
Sign this kid. This is who we need to bring in. And he fought, and he brought Tyrann in. And T-Bob, you know this personally. The rest is history. Probably one of the more decorated players in LSU history. That was Frank Wilson. So big move for recruiting here in Louisiana.
And look, Big Fave, like, we're all, like, where we're from, like, has different branches. Like, I joke all the time, like, Shreveport's not Bossier, Bossier's not Shreveport. You always talk about the West Bank, and there's a lot of different parts of New Orleans, right? But you have to be able to recruit all parts. It's not just the West Bank. It's every bank right there in New Orleans. And Frank does that at a very elite level. Like, how much goes into that? Like, all right, I'm going to go this time, I'm going to go to the West Bank, and then I'm going to go to, wherever you go throughout the city, right? Like, what makes that so difficult to do? Because it is difficult to do. And kind of how do you see Frank doing that so well?
Well, what makes it difficult is the parents. I'm going to be honest with you. The mothers and the fathers here in New Orleans are tough. They're tough. They can read through the BS like looking through a clear lens. So you can't come in there with a approachable personality. I've seen one person successfully go through Louisiana with a rough type of personality, and that's Coach Saban. That's it. Other than that, you got to be bubbly. You have to have that personality. You have to be likable. You have to know the scope of the area, right? You have to be comfortable with going, let's be honest, let's just cut straight to the chase. You got to be comfortable going in the hood, sitting down. You got to eat the red beans the mama cooked.
Yep.
You got to know how to peel a crawfish, and you got to be relatable. So, keeping Corey Raymond on staff was huge for Louisiana. Keeping Kevin Faulk on staff was huge for Baton Rouge and Lafayette. But we know in order to get them goons on the team, you got to go into New Orleans.
Yeah.
And that's the bottom line. You have to have the person to do that. Dave Johnson can do that with his eyes folded blind. Jabbar Jalou, Mickey Joseph. These are staples in the area. I mean, you can even look at guys like Brock Hayes and also I'm losing the train of thought right now. Think about my guys. I mentioned Tony Hall earlier and then Kawhi Drake.
Yep.
These are guys from the area able to pull guys out of state. Let's address the elephant in the room, no pun intended. Goalie. Mm-hmm. Being able to come into Louisiana and get who we want. Christian Harris, right, went to U-High. Alabama went on LSU campus and grabbed him, and now he's an all-SEC linebacker. So all of that stuff stops with Frank. You're going to have to work much harder because Frank's going to bring it. He's going to look the parents in the eyes. He's going to be relatable, and he's going to deliver. He's going to get the players we need. So that's something to be excited about, but it's just being able to recruit in this area, you got to be tough in regards to personality-wise and being likable to the parents. I'm not sending my baby over there. I don't trust that coach. Yeah. He got an attitude with me. Yeah, you got to be able to get through that.
There you go, Big Fave. I mean, that's the insight man from West Bank's finest himself, Big Fave 504 on Twitter, Marlon Favorite, former LSU great. Catch him on the LSU Sports Radio Network, among other things. Fave, where can everybody check out your music as well?
Oh, we streaming everywhere, baby. Wherever you listen to your music, whether it's Tidal, Apple Music. We got Ballin' from Broadcasting soon. We got 3 of the songs off the album out right now. Hello Somebody, Gorilla, and Mad. Y'all go check it out. Or follow me at Big Fave 504, baby. Hello Somebody. We in the trenches.
All right, Fave, take it easy, man. Yeah, and the podcast Inside the Trenches as well. Fave does a little bit of everything. Pure entertainer. All right, when we get back, more Off the Bench. Keep it locked.
OTB, OT. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday afternoon.
Urgent Care Clinic. The place is going to be convenient for you during that inconvenient time, and it's even more convenient now. Now you have 8 convenient locations with the Bruley location just opening up. So go check them out online, patientplusuc.com, because remember, they are your place for your sniffles, for your colds, for your stitches, for your COVID test. They have all that available over at Patient Plus. For more information, visit them at patientplusuc.com. Get in and get better.
Front to Back Boat Service has been family owned and operated for 30 years. And the Sherman family is NMEA certified. That's the National Marine Electronics Association at Front to Back. They are committed to improving the safety and technology of marine electronics through installer training, interface standards. And look, the fall and the winter, it's the perfect time to do that yearly maintenance you've been putting off. Get those parts you've been wanting. So schedule your appointment today at Front to Back, North Airway off of Airline Highway.
Bayou Ford has 0% for 60 months on new Ford F-150s. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million-mile powertrain warranty. And now 0% for 60 months on Ford F-150s. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Tonight, we invite you to celebrate life, wherever and whenever you can, understanding that time is never on our side. Instead, gather up your friends tonight and share a few stories and laughs over a good bottle of wine. Or maybe a family meal that gives everyone a chance to reconnect and remember what's really important, whether it's for a birthday, an anniversary, or simply to remind someone special that they are loved. Rafino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
To the heroes who are working tirelessly to care for our communities, we thank you. We will never forget the countless hours you dedicated on the front lines, choosing to risk your own health to fight for our friends, neighbors, and family members.
I mean, you guys are out on the front lines fighting it.
We are grateful for your heroic acts and unwavering spirit. Together, we are overcoming this adversity and make our state healthier and more vibrant again. Ochsner Health.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Inviting you to join us for a special edition of Louisiana Prep Preview presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Saturday night at 6 as we lead you into live play-by-play of the Class 5A State Championship between Zachary and Ponchatoula. All right here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Twin Peaks and Coors Light present the College Bowl Pick'em. Correctly pick the winner of all bowl games listed to win $2,021 cash. Go to 1045ESPN.com to register. Make your picks beginning with the bowls on Tuesday, December 21st. Second place wins a 2-night stay at the Beau Rivage, and third place gets $200 in Twin Peaks gift cards. The College Bowl Pick'em is presented by Twin Peaks, Coors Light, and 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
So Mario has now started his hour of music with my hour of music. He went back to the Vince Guaraldi trio, which is a great trio.
Good song.
I get it, man. I absolutely get it, even though y'all gave me a lot of crap for it. That's okay.
We already know that Mario's going to only play songs with no words.
That's probably true. That was some great insight offered by Big Fave there on the Frank Wilson hire. It means a lot. It means a lot. And it's a good move, right? We've spent a lot of times criticizing some of the moves here early on. It's just Tommy Moffitt move, but Frank Wilson is objectively a very good move. Jake, do you want to talk Cooper Kupp right here? You want to play a little Cooper Kupp clip?
I don't know. Danny, we good to go? Yeah, okay, we're good to go. Yeah, this is Cooper Kupp after the last victory that they had, and I just, from a football perspective, to be able to be playing chess like this within a game is fascinating to me.
Touchdown specifically, your defender went and blitzed. What did you see there? How were you able to use that to your advantage?
Yeah, they just had a little 3-deep fire zone, brought the nickel off the edge, safety dropped down. It didn't look like they were doing a replacement fire zone, so I knew at the back away we were going to get 3 pushing through. I had an opportunity to kind of run in there if I could beat my guy, and just had to beat the safety to the end zone.
Touchdown specifically.
Okay, so break it down piece by piece.
I just need to just go jot that down again. But look, the
fire zone. That is what is fire zone?
Look, it's just he's talking about their blitz, but they're playing it's a zone blitz.
Yeah.
and what they're playing behind it. But the part to me that's fascinating, and I just love the in-depth nature that he goes into it. We're not sitting here. I'm not gonna get the whiteboard out and show you, 3 deep and fire zone like he's talking about on the board. But like for him to know like the back was away, and when the back is away, this is what they were going to do. Like you have to understand the formations of it. You have to understand everybody's part in the offense, because there's a lot of guys that I played with that don't know where the hell the back is. They know what they have to do, and they know what their route is. But if you understand offensive football, and certainly defense as well, but if you understand offensive football and understand what everybody's doing, it's so much easier. It's like you unlock something. And when I was in Denver, like Peyton demanded that. It wasn't like something like he wanted you to do. He demanded you to know if you were an F, an H, a Y, an X, a Z, you had to know every single position. And I've talked about it before, but we would work on 2-man route combinations, and the F has to know inside and outside. Like I had to know what Demaryius Thomas knew. I had to know what Wes Welker knew. I had to know what Eric Decker knew. And they had to know like all the other positions as well, because Peyton, in his mind, he never wanted to get caught in a situation where he couldn't throw a 2-man route combination to whoever he had in the game if he felt like he had to
go line up out there.
If you got to go line up out there, because you do. I mean, you line up in the slot and out wide more than people would think. He wanted to be able to hand signal something and for you to run it just like Eric Decker would run it.
Yeah.
And if you understand football like Cooper Kupp, and he just did, that's why he's dominating the league. If you understand what everybody's doing offensively, it helps everything, because everything then is easy. Because if I'm at running back T and I see Peyton give a hand check to DT and Decker out there, and I know what that hand check is, and I know what they're doing, then it helps me know where I've got to be in my route as well, because that 2-man route combination turns into a 3-man route combination. And it's just so much easier because you understand what the coverage is. You know what the coverage is going to do to those 2 routes. And so then you know where the soft spot in the coverage is, like he's talking about.
So, yeah, so is he saying right there that in that fire zone that basically he knew they were going to try to make it look like the safety was coming, then he was going to drop back, but that the safety couldn't get there in time because of that? So if he could beat his man
over the top,
then the safety help wouldn't be there because he'd be trying to play catch-up.
Yes.
And then the only part I didn't fully understand was the running back away, so they're pushing 3 through.
I'll draw it up for the next segment, and we'll put it up there.
Okay, right on. Can we do that? How can we do that, Danny?
Maybe I can draw it. I can take a picture.
At least hold it up to the camera.
Yeah,
or
do
that.
anything.
Yeah,
I can
that's
text
true.
it to Danny, and Danny can put
anything's
it.
possible.
We'll see.
But yeah, that's the sort of situational awareness that is the leading to Cooper Kupp being successful. It also does give you an idea of how all positions of football, especially in the NFL, how mental it all is. A lot of people don't think of wide receiver as being a particularly mentally strenuous position most of the time, but just look at all the calculations Cooper Kupp had to do to get there and know exactly like, oh, this is going to be my opportunity here.
But to bring it back to like something we talk about all the time, and bring it back to like college football and LSU, and when you look at an offense that understands what everybody's doing, like because 2019 LSU, they had Jimmys and Joes all over the place, but that offense doesn't get enough credit for knowing what everybody had within a given play. Like nobody gives Clyde enough credit for how smart he was, and he had to know a lot of receiver stuff because he was always on the outside. I mean, they were in empty as much as anybody in the country that year, and so like that's a part of it. And so when you know offensive football and you know exactly what's going on with everybody, not just you, because we all do it. And T, I'm sure you did it. I know I did it. When I first got to the NFL, when I first got to Denver, I'm trying to just learn what I've got to do so I don't have any missed assignments.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't understand what the others around you are doing, then it's not going to be the best version that it can be. So if you have that mentality, and another player that has this mentality that nobody knows is Justin Jefferson. He's got that mentality as well. Like he has got that mentality of knowing what every single person on the football field has to do. I've sat and I've talked with him, and he talks about leverage and pushing that leverage from a defender, knowing what the coverage is. Is he very talented? Yes. But it's almost like you unlock something if you allow yourself to do a deep dive into the nuances of football.
Well, and then you also get into things like with Jefferson, like route running. Certainly route running is very technique-based, and his technique and ability to bait guys is fantastic. But you mentioned leverage. If he understands the interplay of the route combinations and how that affects the defender, then yes, he can adjust his route to stress the defender in a certain way where he to apply pressure to the points that he already knows are going to have pressure applied to them just because of combination. Like, more information is never bad. It's just what separates the guys who can do it from the guys who can't are, can you take all of this information in and still play fast, right? Yep. And just Jefferson, you have somebody in Cooper Kupp. You're seeing someone who's processing very quickly there. And yeah, a lot of times you're in survival mode, and so you're just like, okay, I just got to make sure. Like that comes with time. That's why football is this. It's like anything else in life. I guess it's like most things, right? There's just always more to learn. It's the Cam Jordan thing, and I'm always going back to there's levels to everything. I'll never forget. I mean, I use my own personal example all the time where, coming out of 5 years at LSU, I felt like I didn't even really begin to scratch the surface of what football actually was till I spent like 3 months in an NFL setting. And then I talked to my boy Joe Barksdale, who ends up, playing for 8 years. And I think I talked to him before like year 5 or year 6, and he was like, I finally get it. Like, I finally feel like I now understand football. Like, there's just the depth and complexity. Quite frankly, it's limitless. And so Kupp gave you a rare peek behind the curtain. And I like the question in the setup because it's what the majority of us see, which is your guy blitzed. What exactly happened? And,
Right.
and that's true. I mean, that's what we see. That's what we break down a lot of time. And Cooper Kupp just gave you an idea of just the level to which these guys are actually discerning and making decisions based off of. So fantastic. Kind of, if you like making of or behind the scenes sort of stuff, a little fantastic behind the scenes there from Kupp.
Oh, I got Nookie. This is a long segment on a random clip. No, it is, but we wanted to do this to kind of explain some of the things that offensively, I just think you have to understand. And we're talking about coaching search and what offense and who's going to be the coordinator, who's going to be the passing game coordinator. And I wanted to bring it all back to understand of what 2019's offense did. It was about the talent, but a lot of it was to do about the things that we're talking about. Knowing the coverages, knowing what you had, knowing other people's responsibilities, because there was times when Terrence Marshall was going to be in the slot, he's going to be outside. Certainly Jefferson and Chase, there was moving parts, and Clyde could go inside, he could go in the slot. Thaddeus Moss could be in the slot, he could be on the line, he could be in the backfield, and they really had an understanding of what was going on defensively. And certainly Joe did as well. Lloyd Cushenberry had a fantastic idea of what the defensive front was looking like and calling the mics, and that is such a big part of it. And you want every offense to have that, but that just doesn't happen everywhere. So, like, my hope for whoever comes in as coordinator, as passing, whatever they end up doing, is that they can teach it on a level and demand that everybody have kind of that mindset going into it, because it can be done in college football. It's not only in professional football.
Yeah, exactly. And the teams that could do it in college football end up being some of the most successful. So we'll see if this new offensive coordinator, whoever they may be one day, can affect similar change. All right. When we get back, we're supposed to have Shea on. He said he woke up with a bad head cold. We'll see. More off the bench next. 104.5 ESPN.
OTB, OT. Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Trends as well. Join us weekdays, noon to 2 on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
I got a big wish for Santa, and it's not a new Cadillac. It's better than Grandma's cooking. It's better than hot beignets. It's better than a lot of money, much bigger than a Mardi Gras day. I don't need champagne or caviar. Don't need no ice cold brew. I don't need no big old barbecue pit. Wait a minute, that's not true. I just had a rap with Santa, and we took us a little stroll. And all I want for Christmas is the Saints in the Super Bowl.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Welcome back.
Off the bench. What was that?
It's Fat Albert.
That's Pat Mahomes mixed with something that I can't think of yet.
It's like if Pat Mahomes mixed with like Louis Armstrong or something.
Cookie Monster, maybe.
Cookie Monster hungry.
Kind of forgot what I was going to talk about coming into this. Ooh,
Well, we were supposed to have Shay.
Got a little
and-
awkward.
No, I didn't. They're good. We're supposed to have Shay, and Shay's feeling a little under the weather. Woke up with a little sore throat, so we're going to have him on
Sore something.
tomorrow. And so we can have a conversation about recruiting here. We went back and we looked. In 2005, LSU only had 13 guys signed in that class,
Mhm.
and they finished 14th in the country. That's after you're making the transition from Nick Saban to Les Miles. Right now, LSU kind of sits in the same exact position where they're at right now. I think it's 14 commits, and they're around the 14-15 range when you look at the class rankings. Now,
did they drop down from 14 commits, or they dropped to 14 commits today?
It might even be 13 now. I got it right here.
I
It
wanna
is
say I had it
13
written down.
commits, and
Okay.
it's 13 commits, and now they're number 15.
Mhm.
And so I think they were 12 a couple days ago, obviously, and they're falling down. You got 2 5-stars, 5 4-stars, and 6 3-stars committed to this class. So you have room for 12 more players that you can sign, and then the 7 other additional players in the portal. They're not going to get close to that 25 number. They're probably going to use some of those, obviously, in a different.
Do you know? Can you use transfer portal to fill out the 25 and then
I would assume
the 7 additional on top?
It's
I would
not-
assume so. I
yeah,
don't see why you
because
wouldn't
you've
be
always
able
been
to.
able to use part of the hard 25 to sign guys out of the portal.
Yeah.
That's why you gave the 7 extra, because you wanted. So yeah, you're going to be able to take advantage of it. Now, okay, like how do they finish up this class? How do they wrap it up? Because you've still got some big targets out there. You know, there was a lot of photos going around the internet. Coach Saban was at Captain Shreve High School in Shreveport getting Kendrick Law and trying to, recruit him away. And Dakotas Crawford decommitted. Now, I don't know this, by the way. It's not inside info. I don't know if that scholarship was still committable. I don't know if that was the case. It seemed like that started to pull away from itself a little bit.
You're saying LSU may have gone a bit lukewarm on it?
Yeah, it may have been like, hey, you might want to search for other potential landing spots. I don't know that, but it had a little bit of a feel to that. So, but obviously there's still some battles, is what I'm saying. There's still battles going on within state that you've got to try to close up, because you still have a very good state of Louisiana this year. We've talked about it many times. And if you finish with 20 commits and you finish, somewhere in between 8 and 12, considering everything that's going on, I would consider that a win.
Yeah, if you go in the top 10, that's the win. If you get rid of your coach and you finish in the top 10 in recruiting, there is no way. Like I said earlier, there's no way to really spin Max Johnson leaving as anything but a negative. If you finish in the top 10 replacing a coach, there's no way to spin that as anything but a positive. And look, you still do look like you got the big dogs in line. Obviously, Walker Howard seems solid as ever now. And then I want to see what happens with Will Campbell up there. Maybe that depends on Brad Davis, but it certainly looks like Brad Davis's path to staying here is getting clearer and clearer. So we'll see on that. One thing that I found interesting about yesterday's hires, Jake, and we only touched on this, we didn't really expound on it, is that yesterday was the kind of small council of hires, right? Again, tiers to everything, levels to everything. There's a coaching staff, and a lot of times there's almost a staff within the staff, the kind of tightest circle. And in a lot of these college head coaches situation, the strength coach and the head coach are like tied at the hip, because you spend way more time as a strength coach than you do the head coach, right?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
it's not even close. I'm talking like 10x maybe. Way more time. So if you're a head coach, you have to have implicit and full trust in that man, which I think by extension, Kelly is telling you that he has in Flint, making the move from Moffitt to Flint, right? The associate head coach in Frank Wilson, obviously he is going to be Kelly's right-hand man in terms of the state, learning the state, getting the big recruits they need. How do you put the gates up around the state? They are going to need to operate on a very close level. And then in the special teams coach, while you might think that on game day he doesn't have as big of an impact as an OC or DC, I agree. He, too, touches the entire team in a way that most coaches do not. He has to transcend position rooms, transcend a lot of things, and make sure that he kind of has a feeling for what's going on with the roster top to bottom. So the hires yesterday, while not the flashy OC or DC hires, some very foundational building block sort of hires.
No, it's a great point that you make, and you find a lot of value in what you're saying, because it is the people that touch the most of the team. Special teams coach is always going to be the guy that has a relationship with every single player. Yep. He coaches every player outside of quarterbacks, really. You coach everything.
Yeah.
Like there's going to be offensive linemen on punt protection, field goal protection. There's going to be defensive linemen on all that. So everybody, and you touch them, So that part of it, the strength coach part of it, like it felt like he had a foundation that he wanted to build before he did anything else. And Frank Wilson's part of that foundation. Because, look, Brian Kelly's done okay in Louisiana for being at Notre Dame. He doesn't know Louisiana. Like Big Fabe was talking about, he didn't know, the West Bank and all the things that happen when you're trying to recruit the New Orleans area, the Lafayette area. Certainly the 318's got a lot of different dynamics as well. So, Frank was brought in for that. And so would you expect, a coordinator decision to be made before the end of the week? Do you want those coordinators in place? I would think you want something before next Wednesday,
for
right?
signing day. I think you would, but I would expect it, but I'm not saying that with any inside info or lead on any of this stuff, Jake.
Well, it's fine. You don't have to disclaimer. It's not like you said, it's been relayed to me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I want to be clear, though, that I'm not as I understand it, they will have a guy. I'm not saying that. I think for timing, it would make sense to have somebody sign. But I don't know, man. I'm starting to wonder how much emphasis LSU's putting on early signing day. Not, again, that I have any inside info, but I don't if you keep the 13 that you have now, that's such a solid base that, I think they'd probably be okay carrying that 13 into, now during the next period, we're going to add to that with more high school recruits, and we're going to go to the transfer portal hard. If you just get that 13 this first signing day, I think you're completely fine. But you
got studs in there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you got pillars.
It's 13 in your top 15 in the country.
Yeah, and you've got pillars.
Yes.
I mean, you've got your Walker Howards, you have got Will Campbell's, you've got Emory. So you've got some real quality pillars in there. But I agree with you to some extent, but also it'd be really nice to get that thing up to 17, 18, 19.
Sure.
Because there's that ability in Louisiana. This is a big year in Louisiana. And anytime you have that, you have to try to take full advantage of it. So there's still a lot out there that I think LSU is still the favorite. There's still players out there that will move your ranking up that are still in LSU's, crystal ball predictions. So I'd like that number to be closer to 20. I don't love only being 13 players in this class.
But
I'm not saying take a player just to take a player.
No, are you saying closer to 20 by the end? By February.
February.
Okay, I thought you meant by December 15th.
By Wednesday.
I was like, choo, boy.
Not by Wednesday, no.
You got some work.
Not by Wednesday.
Work to do.
Yes.
For sure. T-Bob's definitely in the know. He just keeps it hidden to not hurt Moscone's feelings. No, I'm not at all. I keep myself willfully ignorant because I don't know who actually, you just never know what to trust. And so, everybody thought that Lincoln Riley stuff was real, and it's becoming more and more. But I'm not even just subtweeting Matt here or anything. I'm not even talking about Matt. I'm talking about very talented, very good reporters and journalists through, national and local alike that thought that they had a perfect read on the situation that I'm not sure they had any better read than the kind of majority of us. So really, if anything, my forced ignorance is just a bit of a defense mechanism, because it's I can't be wrong because I'm not committing to anything. I don't know, dude.
Hey, I got a question for you. Why do you have glitter all over you?
Oh, those Christmas cards we signed had
Right?
glitter on them, and I'm just covered in glitter now.
Dude, it's on your face.
I know. I don't like it on my face, so I might start glittering my cheeks a little bit, do a little David Bowie.
You might have to.
Gender
I know
challenging.
Caitlin doesn't listen or watch the show. You might have to explain where you've been.
Well, she knows about Destiny, so let's be clear. And Candy and Angel and Apple and the whole crew. I love them. Those are all the goats at the Baton Rouge Zoo.
Yeah.
The petting farm. They're great.
Yep.
And we like to glitter their faces because goats don't care. They like glitter. Nookie does raise a good point. So Xavier Gooden was also hired. He never gets mentioned, but as an assistant strength coach.
Yeah.
Have you seen this man?
Yes, I saw that picture floating
Look
around.
at how jacked this dude is. Danny, can you zoom in here? And I'm going to zoom in on my computer as well here. But my God, look at that guy, dude. Okay, we talk eyeball test all the time. That's an assistant strength coach I can get behind right there, bro.
Yeah.
That guy looks good stepping off the bus.
Crushed watermelon.
Look, my boy Chase Lyons texts me. You know Destiny too? There you go. Yeah. We'll be back with more Off the Bench next.
OTB, OT.
Go to Ochsner.org. Ochsner.org today. Look, man, Ochsner is here for you. In a few different ways, okay? If you have any orthopedic needs, why would you go anywhere else, okay? The facilities are going to blow you away. I don't care if you're here at the Grove in Baton Rouge, you're over at Oshner in New Orleans. The facilities are incredible. They've reworked the ORs. They've painted the walls with antimicrobial paint for your post-op situations, copper-infused blankets and services, all to fight against infection. The bottom line is they leave no stone unturned trying to maximize your health. You combine that facilities with the best doctors and the best physical therapists, the best nurses, and the best everything, and you get the best results. That's just if you need something worked on, if you want to get healthy again, though. What if you want to get bigger, stronger, and faster? Check out Oshner Performance Training, a shockingly good deal where you train in the same techniques and facilities with the same coaches that the pros and major college athletes do. Oshner is there for you. Go to Oshner.org.
We opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Toyota vehicle. Come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of
Like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Yo, Jake here for Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic. The place is going to be convenient for you during that inconvenient time, and it's even more convenient now. Now you have 8 convenient locations, with the Bruley location just opening up. So go check them out online, patientplusuc.com, because remember, they are your place for your sniffles, for your colds, for your stitches, for your COVID test. They have all that available over at Patient Plus. For more information, visit them at patientplusuc.com. Get in and get better.
Front to Back Boat Service has been family owned and operated for 30 years. And the Sherman
Weekend's action, including Week 14 in the NFL, give you a fantasy football thought of the day, and go out to New York City to talk to Ben Mintz of Barstool Sports. Join us 2 p.m. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All the love will show, 'cause everybody knows it's Christmas time and all the kids will see the gifts under the tree. It's the best time of year for the family. It's a wonderful feeling. Hey, yeah. The roof from the floor to the ceiling. It's that time of year. Christmas time is here, and with the blessings from above, God sends you his love.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Robbie Brownie. Don't lie, T-Bob. That's glitter off a pole assassin. No. It was glitter off a pole assassin's monkey. He, too, was at the petting zoo. Okay? James Fortenberry, it's time for Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cole Kurzleit, Vizzy Art Tilton, Blue Moon Light Sky Citrus Week. Actually have a couple minutes today, boys.
Look at that.
Hashtag Ask the Bench. How fast is Santa's sleigh?
Real fast.
It breaks the space-time continuum. You can't really measure it in terms of miles per hour because really he's just opening up different holes in reality and flying from place to place. It's not traveling in a traditional way like we think of it. So, come on. Ask an easier. Ask a hard question next time. Hashtag Ask the Bench. Can Joey Hester call Shay?
Joey would drive to Shay's house and grab him up and throw him in studio. I swear to God,
story.
I swear to God, I don't know if my father has ever missed a day of work for being sick.
There's
and he's 64.
An old Moffat story. The first speech that he gives you when you're a freshman. I don't care if you get run over by that train. You drag your bloody ass in here on time. No excuse for missing workout, bottom line.
No.
Daniel Basham, hashtag OTB mailbag. Will T-Bob's daughters leave out cookies for Santa this year or a stick of butter? Something tells me Santa may be getting Daddy's brown butter chocolate chip home-baked cookies with a little Malden sea salt.
When are you bringing them
on
in
the
the
top?
Bro, you ain't brought those since like the first week. I guess you're trying to butter me up. You brought some?
So you know what? You learn something new every time you made them. I made them the other day. The dough was a little sticky, right? So you stick it in the fridge a little bit to cool it off. But then I ended up undercooking them, and so they kind of stayed dough because I think I took them out of the fridge. So you always learn new things. So I had a batch ready to go, but I wasn't pleased with them, so I didn't bring them in.
Wasn't your best work?
No. But I love it because I learned a lesson, and I will never make that mistake again now.
Are you going to bring them in this month?
Yes. Hashtag Ask the Bench. Is it a Christmas miracle that neither of the boys is wearing LSU free swag today? Well, that's generally, I normally just wear
That's true.
Christmas sweaters.
I got Chargers on today. Go Bolts.
Hashtag Ask the Bench. Is Santa slay a TARDIS? That's a Doctor Who thing. I know nothing about Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Hashtag Ask the Bench. But I guess that probably sounds like how a TARDIS would travel. Why didn't Matt wear the vest jacket? I don't know. That's actually a good question. Ryan Matsu, weird flex by Hester to show how big his feet are in front of T-Bob. Okay. Equal feet here. I don't know what to tell you. What do you wear? 12?
Yeah.
Okay,
12.
me too.
Yep.
Cool. Cool. Love it.
My back's hurting, so I put my feet up.
Yeah, it's rough out here. Hashtag Ask the Bench. Is a decorated palm tree acceptable as a Christmas tree? I'm not here to gatekeep.
chance.
It's not my style. It's not my style. Danny, yes. Me,
I
no.
said no.
You're
Absolutely
trying
not.
you're just trying to get out ahead of it here.
No, I would never do a
There's
palm
a real
tree.
Miami feel to it.
Nothing screams
By the
South
way,
Beach more than
by the
a
way, I
decorated
know
palm.
this doesn't probably matter a whole lot, but I'm still shocked. SiriusXM is sending me to Dallas and Doring to Miami.
Oh, wow.
Doring to Miami?
Wow. He's probably going to do pretty well down there, I'd imagine.
They want him to work, right? I mean, I'm cool going to Dallas. That's an easy trip.
Also, speaking of little feet, we all missed this yesterday, but Nick did start yesterday's interview calling me Littlefoot. The phone broke up a little bit. Hashtag Ask the Bench. Favorite Christmas food item you can only get at Christmas?
You can only get at Christmas?
I mean, I told you I do the thing where I only allow myself monkey bread on Christmas Day, and so that's all I think about.
We do have a Christmas food tier list. We could revisit it.
So this is bad, but like there's these chewy peppermints, and they have a Christmas tree on them.
Okay, I don't know
It's
what
a
you're talking about.
candy.
That's cool though.
It is so good. You can only obviously get them at Christmas, and every year I just can't wait till they're out.
Reese's Christmas trees.
Yeah, those are great too. The shape of a Reese's really matters. It does.
Hashtag Ask the Bench. Is the star at the top of the tree bigger than T-Bob's hands? Yeah, I got a nice star. If your star is not bigger than your hand, you probably got a pathetic tiny star. I
can handle it.
My star's bigger than your hands.
There's no shot.
Yeah, easily. Hashtag Ask the Bench. Do you like pecan pie? I love pecan pie.
I do.
I bought one last week, and I've been breaking my fasting, eating a late night piece of pie every night. It's been bad with a glass of milk.
Where did you get it from? I'm curious.
Brazos.
All right.
I was doing a remote there, and I was like, all
Nothing
right,
wrong
I'll
with
pick up a pie. You know, a little cash pie.
OTB,
Y'all have a great day.
OT.
Go to AccuTempBR.com, AccuTempBR.com. Look, you want to go there for any of your AC, heating, and electrical needs. You know, here at Off the Bench, we love all of our sponsors because they help us do the show, right? And but the thing about AccuTemp is you just look at the reviews online, you'll see that our love is very well warranted, in that if you work with them, you will love them as well. The Google review ratings are crazy. It's just, you've never had a customer experience like when you work with AccuTemp. So you need to get ready for the winter. Temperatures bouncing back and forth. Make sure your system's good to go. Avoid any catastrophic issues down the road. Go to AccuTempBR.com today.
Yeah, become part of the program. That way they always remind you. Remember, not by an email. Not going to miss this. A text message. Hey, it is time for us to come out and look at your unit. If you're part of the program, that's just part of the deal that you get from AccuTemp. And they're going to tell you exactly what you've got going on. Make sure it's fixed. All those things. AccuTempBR.com.
Christmas is coming, fellas, and we know what every lady wants to see under the
Of the day, vote daily inside Off the Bench, Hunt and Hill, the early line. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045 ESPN.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person, connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
Bayou Ford has 0% for 60 months on new Ford F-150s. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million-mile powertrain warranty. And now 0% for 60 months on Ford F-150s. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
If home is where the heart is, a roof is a shield. That's why for over 25 years, South Louisiana always turns to Garcia Roofing and Sheet Metal. For more information,